literal here, all right? What do I know, right? I'm just a simple guy. Well, I tell you what, you talk about some insane stuff in professional wrestling. NXT says it's going to stand and deliver, and WrestleMania is back in business with actual fans. We have had a hell of a week of professional wrestling ahead of us. So once again, folks, welcome to another NoDQGalaxy Spotlight panel. I'm, of course, with the NoDQGalaxy trio and a newcomer to the panel, too, and I'm sure this won't be his first time either. So with that being said, quick roundabout welcome. Please, folks, welcome Mott the Griff Reviews, Jeff Chadwick, and for the first time ever, Christopher Rotz. Gentlemen, next week marks WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. Before we get into this, I just want to get some quick thoughts. Mark, which show are you more excited for, and how are you today?
It's first off, I'm doing good. I'm glad to be on predictions for WrestleMania and TakeOver, but I would have to say WrestleMania is arguably the biggest event for pro wrestling of the year outside of maybe a Wrestle Kingdom. But so either way, I'm looking forward to it. So,
all right, fair enough. Jeff Chadwick, good to see you again, sir. What are you more excited for?
Oh, NXT is stacked. Oh my God, I cannot wait for Stand and Deliver, dude. I cannot wait.
I have not heard that song since Burnout Paradise, by the way. Just saying. Look, I'm a gamer. Give me a break. I'm a gamer. Speaking of which, Christopher Rotz, I've been hearing a lot from you. You have a great mind. You've been part of the NoDQGalaxy Edition League too. It's great to finally have you join us in the fun on video. How are you, sir? And which show are you more excited for?
Oh, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be on here. And here's a quick fact. A year ago, I joined the Predictions League, and now, a year later, I'm on the NoDQ Predictions Panel League for WrestleMania and now NXT TakeOver. This is going to be an awesome event, and the event I'm looking forward to is 3 words: NXT.
Yes.
Well, we are NXT, but also NXT is under the WWE, so it kind of makes sense that both coincide within the same week. I am not Dr. Seuss. I did not mean for all of that to rhyme. With that being said, again, folks, what can I say? I'm witty banter. I'm a simple man, okay? Just go along with it. Again, folks, these fine gentlemen, they're part of the NoDQGalaxy Predictions League. You could be a part of it, too. In fact, I just made a form, and it is live as of right now. So go ahead, join the league. It is one whole form. As changes are known for NoDQ.com, I will keep you posted and informed. So be following me on Twitter, NoDQ.com/Noah. With that being said, folks, we have got a lot of friggin' wrestling to talk about. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So let's go ahead and talk about NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. First ever straight 2-night takeover. And it kicks off this coming Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not only on the USA Network, but apparently on Peacock. And people, take what you will. Let's talk about this match that just got added. Who is the best technical wrestler in all of the WWE, or at least NXT? As we have the Bruiserweight and former longest reigning NXT UK champion Pete Dunne taking on Kushida. Former, I might add, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, and honestly one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, bar none. This match is going to be a true classic, a clash of styles, and we're going to see how far a men's limb can bend without breaking, or potentially break. With that being said, Chris, you're up first, man. Give me your thoughts on this match and your pick.
Oh, you had to make me go first on this one, Noah.
It's what I do.
Okay. I really enjoy this match. Was like thrown last minute, and I just don't care for it as much. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a good match between Pete Dunne, Kushida. I see potential in both guys. Pete Dunne, he lost the NXT Championship match to Finn Balor at Vengeance Day, and now Kushida, he lost to Johnny Gargano at NXT Vengeance Day for the North American Championship. So both competitors lost their respective title matches. Now with this being a one-on-one, personally, my heart wants Pete Dunne to win. My mind's saying Kushida. I feel you got to give it to Kushida on this one.
All right. That's kind of a fair analysis. We wonder when Kushida would have his first big-time winner breakout moment as a guy who has not even won NXT Gold yet. Mark, your thoughts on this match? Again, this is the Bruiserweight we're talking about. It's kind of hard to bet against him.
Yeah, out of all the matches on the takeover, it's ironic that you started with this one because I feel like this one to me is the most personal because I'm a big, huge Kushida fan. So I'm already like, I don't really like how they've been booking him. And I thought with his match with Gargano, like he finally had his moment. This was gonna be it. This was gonna be it, man. But it wasn't. And the same thing with Pete Dunne. He was in a similar situation. I almost feel like I know what he did in NXT UK, but I still feel like he's underachieved, and that's crazy because I know what he's done, and he's the second longest reigning NXT UK champion of all time. So trust me, that's not underachieving, but to me it is because I know how good he is, and that's the same thing goes with Kushida. We know what he did over in New Japan, man. I will not forget that. So you got two great competitors right here. Who are you going to push? Arguably, they both deserve to be pushed. So I'm really 50-50, but I'm going to go with this is my first sign of being biased. I gotta go with Kushida, man. I gotta go with Kushida. And this is the thing. Outside of Kushida, Pete Dunne is probably one of my favorites in NXT, so it hurts me to say this. It really does, but I'm going with Kushida, man. I got to.
Well, Pete Dunne's already had a chance. The NXT Championship against Finn Balor came up short, and he also has history with Johnny Gargano, and he was personally my pick to win that gauntlet Battle Royale. But the way that this grudge has came out of nowhere, it kind of surprised me that he was eliminated the way he was. And I'm pretty sure he's ready to try and break Kushida's arm. So, Jeff, do you feel that Pete Dunne needs to win more here as he tries to push himself more under USA NXT? Or does Kushida really need it here? Because, honestly, if Kushida doesn't win here, what does this mean for him?
See, that's a toughie. I think that Dunne needs to win this. I think Kushida needs to win this. So, I mean, you look at it either way, somebody needs to win this. But there's only going to be one that's coming out on top. And that one is Pete Dunne.
All right, well, there we go. Okay, so I have two Kushidas and one Pete Dunne. Well, dang it. Crap. Okay, I was figured that Pete Dunne would go after the North American Championship. You gotta imagine the winner of this match is going to put them closer towards at least that, considering one of these men already had a chance at the NXT title, and the other man has never had a chance to go at it. Could I see potentially, though, New Japan Pro Wrestling revisited here in some capacity, and Kushida challenges the Prince at some point? I can talk about that later as longer-term booking. But I also look at the fact, is Pete Dunne going to be rolling alone here, or is only Lorcan going to be in his corner? Because Danny Burch, of course, is out, and you got to give only Lorcan something to do, too. And those two have history as well, dating all the way back to the debut episode of NXT UK. This is a hard one for me to figure out as well, but I wonder what awaits the man that loses. I feel like here, based on the fact right now, both men are in a weird spot. Neither man can't really lose. I don't see like a double count out or a submission hold here like he was holding him in the hoverboard lock. This is really tough, but based on the fact we already finished the Go Home NXT, there's nothing else. I am going to say that because he did not win the freaking takeover at freaking Vengeance Day either. God, this is hard. Well, I can see this being a series, honestly. So I'm just going to say it's the start of something bigger for now, and I'm going to say pull it out of nowhere. I think Pete Dunne is going to break Kushida. I think Pete Dunne is going to go find a way to snap the freaking IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion's arm, and he's going to brutalize him into a bitter end. Something tells me this is not a one-off with these two, and we know how far both these men can go. This could be a real endurance match. But that's all I got to say about that. And again, good luck to both because, again, that's going to be crazy. Speaking of crazy, the Blackheart. Is he crazy? Has he changed? Does he still exist? You tell me. Because now Tommaso Ciampa has challenged Yaling General and NXT UK champion Walter for the gold. I think he's bloody insane because, in my opinion, this is a family man versus a man of sport. He literally dedicates his life to sport. While Tommaso Ciampa, he has a family to think about. And as Walter says, you are a changed man. You do not have that same drive or focus you once had before. Ciampa says, though, yes, I've changed, but I've also been to the top, and it's a long way from there down to the bottom. So, are we in for a shocker here where the unstoppable force finally gets overcome? Jeff, your pick on this match. Do you see Walter being dethroned by Tommaso Ciampa?
No, I don't. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. just like the one previous the one that sticks out in my head, other than Ilya Dragunov, was Tyler Bate. I can see this going at least 30 minutes. I can see that, I think Ciampa will come this close, just like Ilya did, just like Bate did, but Walter's going to win it.
And in fact, Walter has to face Rampage Brown in NXT UK Prelude, and chances are that's already been pre-recorded, but I digress. With that being said, Mark, your thoughts on this match. Can anyone stop the Ligne General?
Not at all. The mat is sacred, and I don't. And just like what Jeff just said, it's going to possibly be 30 minutes. I don't think so. I think Walter is going to. I think Walter is going to destroy Tommaso Ciampa. You got to think when he throws a chop, it sounds like a car wreck, and that's just me. I think this is the biggest spotlight Walter has had, arguably in the U.S. outside of maybe his Survivor Series match, his Royal Rumble match. But this is his first big one-on-one singles U.S. match, if I can remember correctly. And I think this is the time where they showcase Walter to be the dominant champion that he's been. And I think he's going to make an example at a Ciampa. And this is the thing. I know what Ciampa's done in the past, but it's nowhere near enough. It's nowhere near enough. I think Walter wins easily. That's just me, though.
All right. Chris, I feel like Ciampa is fighting for somebody else here, but not necessarily just for his family, despite the fact Walter took off that necklace for the first time ever. But we also know how much Ciampa has been connected with one Timothy Thatcher, who has past history with Walter as they are part of Ring Conf. Do you see Timothy Thatcher somehow playing into maybe the finish or the aftermath of this match where we might get a new champion?
Well, personally, there's not going to be a new champion because Walter, I really enjoyed Walter. I enjoyed his match with Tyler Bate back in 2019. That match was unbelievable. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it from top to bottom. It was a good match between those two. And personally, Walter and Tommaso Ciampa, this match just reminds me of SummerSlam of 2014 when Brock Lesnar took John Cena 16 German suplexes. This is going to remind me of the John Cena Brock Lesnar match. So I'm going to tell you this: Walter retains the NXT UK Championship.
And I completely agree with you because there is no way I'm ever betting against the Ligne General. Walter has been an absolute unstoppable and incredible force of pro wrestling for decades, not just in NXT UK, but he is by far the most dominant champion probably in all of WWE, in my opinion. I know Ciampa's going to bring one hell of a fight, but if you think for 1 second after taking out Ilya Dragunov, which was the closest I saw Walter being beaten. The incredible match with Tyler Bate, the match with Iron King Joe Coffey, not to mention his recent bout with A-Kid. Walter is on their level. This unorthodox throwback is virtually unstoppable in my opinion, and he's here in America to set an example, not only with Ciampa, but with the fact that this sport is sacred to him, and so is the mat. No way I see Walter losing. I got Walter retaining too. But I more so think about what could happen afterwards with Walter now, if there's just a one-off, or is he more involved now in NXT on the USA? Is he going to lead Imperium to take over intended? And will Thatcher join them or still be against them? Is Thatcher versus Walter waiting to happen? And honestly, going back to your SummerSlam call, do you really think Walter will, let alone give Ciampa 16 chomps, let alone Ciampa withstanding that? Ciampa will be lucky to withstand 5 chomps. We've already seen one chop to the chest. Drop the man, okay? I feel like he's going to give him 4 before the match is done, but bottom line, powerbomb, Walter retains. All right. Now, let's go to a match that's got a little more of an unpredictability factor with it, because it also sets up a match for night 2. Who will challenge The Way, Johnny Gargano, for the NXT North American Championship night 2? It's going to be one of these men, and it'll be determined night 1. In this order, they will come out: Isaiah Swerve Scott, Leon Ruff, the Colossal Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, couldn't buy money to get the last spot, the wide-eyed weirdo Dexter Lumis, and LA Knight, who qualified to come out of this match last. So this is basically going to be a gauntlet eliminator match where we're going to start with 2 men, and basically another man will come in every 3 minutes, and the last man standing, basically, after they're eliminated via pinfall submission, they are the #1 contender, and they will face Johnny Gargano for the title, night 2. I don't know about you all, but I look at this. I look at Leon Ruff versus Aries Scott. They have their own beef. They have their own story. I don't see neither of them going towards Johnny Gargano. They're both going to take each other out in some capacity. Bronson Reed is the biggest threat, but he's the 3rd man here. I can see a handicap forming because, again, when it comes to these type of matches, you need to form a weighted alliance to take out the biggest threat. In my opinion, that's Bronson Reed. Then you have Cameron Grimes, who feel like right now he'll buy himself in any situation. He's not going to be able to buy himself out of this. He's going to have to fight. And I feel like somehow he's going to get crushed. I see him getting tsunami. But then you have the 2 that are most likely here. You have a clash of egos with L.A. Knight. I still hate that name. And you have a guy that literally can stand and do nothing and succeed. I am torn right now between L.A. Knight and Dexter Lumis. Those are my 2 key picks. But you only can pick one. Unless, again, folks, if Aaron ripped to something different, I will definitely let you know. But we're only picking one for now. I look at this, I think about history. I think about what's going on here. The Way still has beef with Dexter Lumis after what they did with Austin Fury, and the fat Indy Hartwell might be strangely attracted to the guy. What? And then I got LA Knight, who, of course, I'm sure he wants Bronson Reed to pay him for the jacket that he ruined. Gucci, Armani, what the hell ever, budget, bargain brand. I don't know what the hell that thing was. With that being said, I'm just going to go out there and say it. Even though he's last, I feel LA Knight is going to fall to Dexter Lumis. I have Dexter Lumis winning to go face Johnny Gargano night 2. Mark, your pick and thoughts in this match.
You took the words completely, almost word for word out of my mouth. My 2 picks are either LA Knight or Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis because of the history. We all know that he kind of worked his way up through what's the guy's name? Not Theory.
Cameron Grimes?
No, Theory. He worked his way. He beat Austin Theory, but I ultimately feel like the ultimate feud here is with the Gargano. So I think that they're going to revisit that, just like you said. And I know LA Knight won the gauntlet, and I hate that name as well. But I'm an Eli Drake fan, and yeah. I was going to go with LA Knight, to be honest with you, but it just doesn't make sense right now. It doesn't make sense. But you know what? When does WWE ever make sense? Sometimes. So just but I will say though, long story short, I'm just going with Dexter Lumis, man. It just makes the most sense. It does.
Fair enough. I want to see Dexter Lumis in a friggin' Royal Rumble, and I just want to see 6 people on the other side of the ring just staring at the guy like, okay, what do we do here? Is he going to attack? He literally did nothing for 10 straight damn minutes, and I nearly won the damn thing. That is the best participant I've ever seen in a Battle Royale match, because nobody didn't know what the hell they were dealing with. And I still don't understand it, and I love it. But I digress. Chris, your thoughts on this match? Who do you got?
Well, you and is it Mark over there?
Mark, yep.
You 2 took each word out of my mouth because it's like, okay, I have Dexter Lumis and LA Knight. And personally, I agree with both of you guys that why did Eli Drake change his name being from LA Knight, for crying out loud? But I don't see LA Knight winning this because he's going to be last. I kind of see Dexter Lumis winning this match and going to face Johnny Gargano on night 2 for the NXT North American Championship. So Dexter Lumis wins this match.
I'm just curious if Dexter Lumis versus Cameron Grimes is going to be revisited, because we know Cameron Grimes is number 4, and we all saw how Cameron Grimes versus Lumis, one-on-one at least, ended, with him literally bounded and hogtied. Jeff, your thoughts on this? Do you really see anybody else besides Dexter Lumis potentially winning?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm in complete agreement with every one of you. I have Dexter Lumis winning the gauntlet match. And Well, we'll get to it later when we get to it later, but I have them winning anyway.
All right. Yeah, and again, all it's going to take is a stare down, and people are going to be like, okay. Literally in the corner, did nothing. Pete Dunne stared at the guy, and he's like, what the hell is this?
It was genius. It was genius. I loved it. I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm cracking up. I'm like, dude hasn't moved.
He moved his head slightly. I guess that's something, but still. What the hell was I watching? That was brilliant. I digress. Dexter Loomis for North American Champion. There I said. Spoiler alert. Anyway, all right. Moving on from there, let's go into a match that will officially define new champions because due to unforeseen circumstances, it's not LA, folks. It happens. It's what you do. It's the risk you take. Danny Burch, get well soon. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch had to vacate the NXT Tag Team Championships, even though their next opponents were 100% defined. So William Regal, he has now made a new match in its place to crown new champions since the titles are vacated. And it is a triple threat because of recent circumstances that happened on NXT. We have the winners of the Dusty Cup, MSK, formerly known as the Rascals, the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma. And the only reason Legado del Fantasma is involved in this because Legado del Fantasma did beat the Grizzled Young Veterans a few weeks ago on NXT. And we've seen the fallout since then. We've seen Zach Gibson have a broken hand. We've seen Zach Gibson call out all four of these other men. And right now, I feel like the only ones truly focused on this are literally Zach Gibson and James Drake. But before I give anything else as far as my intake goes, let's start with you, Jeff, on this one. Who do you see becoming the next NXT Tag Team Champions?
See, this was probably the toughest one for me to predict out of the whole card. Because either team, either one of the three teams could win it.
Mhm.
I immediately, when I was thinking it over, I immediately cut out Legado del Fantasma. Their time is coming, but I don't see it coming yet. Which of course leaves the grizzled, I can't do it as well as you can, young veterans and MSK.
I'm not even British, but I love Zach Gibson.
Yeah, by the way, shoes off. Anyway, so I think they should follow. I think they will follow with what the women did when the women won the Dusty Cup. They became tag team champions. I see MSK beating the Grizzled Young Veterans, and I don't see them pinning Del Fantasma. I see them pinning one of the Grizzled Young Veterans. So, yeah, MSK, new tag champs.
Wow. All right. That's interesting. When I always figure triple threat, I think there has to be a fall guy here. It's the only reason why you do it, right? Because again, but the champions aren't even involved in this. So it's like, what happens? Mark, exactly. I see you down with your head. You are heavily thinking. You're next. Who becomes the next NXT Tag Team Champions?
I always think I know what I'm going to pick to put on the spot. Man. This is the thing. I try to think outside of the match a little bit, and I'm thinking Grizzly Young Veterans been in the U.S. for some time now. I think it's time for them to go back, and I think that if it wasn't for the injury to can't think of his name right. Wes, is it Wes now? Nash?
Yeah, Wes.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't figure the names either.
If it wasn't for the injury, I think they would have already been NXT tag. To be honest, and I think that this might be Veterans' last match in the U.S. So they should.
Uh-oh.
Right here.
I digress. So, MSK. I mean, for the win.
MSK. Okay, you sounded like a robot for a moment, but I got the MSK. Look, I get it. MSK, they won the cup, so it feels like they should be either the champs or the next become champs. I mean, they literally gave Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez the inaugural NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, but that was due to Adam Pearce and main roster botching on NXT territory. This is a whole different story. But the freaking grizzled young veterans have been screwed out of the Dusty Cup now 2 years in a row. And I feel like that they deserve it. There's a reason why they're there. There has to be, okay? And why Pretty Deadly are ruining NXT UK. There's still a lot more depth in the NXT UK tag team division than there is in NXT, in my opinion, when you think about challengers for them. This is going to determine the direction of the NXT tag team division going forward. So that's why I feel like Legado del Fantasma and MSK, they are going to be the two that are going to really butt heads with each other because they have a similar style when it comes to aerial offense and speed. And then the grizzled young veterans will come in and will soon be recognized as NXT Tag Team Champions. I actually have Zach Gibson and James Drake coming in, picking the bones of MSK because they said a receipt was coming after they broke Zach Gibson's hand. I got Grizzly Young Veterans becoming champs. Chris, what about you?
Well, when this match was announced, and personally, injuries, they can happen whenever. But if only Lorcan and Danny Burch, if Danny Burch didn't get injured and they were still going to be NXT Tag Team Champions, this match would have been like a Fatal 4-way, and it would have been so awesome to see these 4 teams battle it out. But it's a triple threat.
Yep.
I have like the Legado del Fantasma. They're not going to win this. With Noah, you keep saying, "Oh, grizzled young veterans, soon to be recognized as the NXT Tag Team Champions." They are not going to win. I feel in a way you have to follow up. You have to follow up what the women did with Dakota and Raquel being champions. MSK, they are going to have a bright future ahead in NXT. And whenever it's time for them to come up to the main roster, it's time that they're going to change this game. And I have MSK winning and becoming the NXT Tag Team Championship.
All right, that's a fair analysis. Bottom line, though, we don't believe in Legado del Fantasma. They literally are just going to eat the fall, probably. They're going to probably try and come in here, pick their spots, and they're going to fall short. So at least we agree on that. I feel, again, most logical, MSK, Grizzled Young Veterans, it's the only 2 teams that really should be your next NXT Tag Team Champions. And honestly, if either of those teams win, they still might butt heads with each other for these titles. So we'll see what happens. But good thoughts all around, folks. Good thoughts all around. All right. Well, believe it or not, that almost concludes only night 1, but night 1's got a hell of a closer. You talk about somebody who is obsessed with proving that they are the best, while the other believes right now she truly is going to lay the best to rest, as Io Shirai will defend her NXT Women's Championship against Raquel Gonzalez in the main event of night 1 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. First off, both these women absolutely deserve this spot. Io Shirai has been an incredible champion, recently coming off successful title defense to Toni Storm, and Raquel Gonzalez, ever since she destroyed Rhea Ripley to the point she won a last woman standing match and proved she's the biggest badass in the division, she has been built as an incredible, nearly unstoppable force, the perfect opponent for Io Shirai. We've seen now there's going to be a battle of speed versus powers. It took so much just for Io Shirai to put Raquel down, but Raquel was relentless, and she did eventually put her challenger down. These two are going to tear into each other. I'm not sure exactly how many one-arm choke bombs it's going to take to keep Io Shirai down, but I just right now look at the future of the women's division and who's in it and who's coming. I love the way they booked Raquel Gonzalez, but there's no way Io Shirai's run, in my opinion, stops right now. I have Io Shirai surviving and retaining. Mark, your pick and thoughts on this match. This is going to be crazy.
I'm actually really surprised by your pick. No, I really thought that I was going to be the only one to pick Io Shirai. And this is the thing. People have been thinking as soon as Gonzalez gets that shot, that belt of Io's is going to be gone. That belt of Io's is going to be gone. Well, you know what? it's not going to be gone because Io is one of the most dominant NXT Women's Champion of all time. Okay, you got your Asukas and your Shayna Baszlers, but Io, I mean, I was actually ready to look up how many days she has been NXT Champion. How many times have we got to this point in predictions and we picked against Io? It's not, nothing's going to change this takeover either. Io is going to show why she's the most dominant woman in NXT, and I think she goes over Gonzalez. But I do think Gonzalez will win a steel cage match in the rematch, and Io will finally go to the main roster, but that will be next takeover.
And that would literally be the 1-year anniversary, I would imagine, of Io Shirai winning the title in the first ever women's takeover main event, that triple threat, where of course she beat Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, pinning Rhea Ripley, but I digress. Chris, your thoughts on this match? Who do you got?
Well, this. Wait, is there an auto thing here?
It sounds
No,
fun
it's
to me.
good. No, it's good. This match is gonna still show between Raquel and Io Shirai. This is just like that new movie came out, Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla is Io Shirai. Kong is the power of that is Raquel Gonzalez. So do you go with power with Raquel, or do you go with the speed of Io Shirai? And I kind of lean, my heart is saying, yeah, let's have a new champion on night one, because this is actually the first NXT takeover that's going to be on the USA Network, and it's going to be on Peacock. So if you want something big to happen on night one of NXT takeover on the USA Network, you got to have a big title change, and that's why I'm saying Raquel Gonzalez will be the next NXT Women's Champion. And with Io Shirai, this is her time to go to the main roster. And personally, I'm a SmackDown guy. SmackDown is my favorite show. I would love for Io Shirai to go over to Friday Night SmackDown and be a part of the SmackDown's women's division. So Raquel Gonzalez will be the next NXT Women's Champion on night one of TakeOver Stand and Deliver.
Well, that's an interesting way to split maybe the panel, as Jeff's the only one remaining. Before I say anything else, Jeff, you got a lot to think about. It's 2-1. Where do you stand?
Well, first of all, since the new, this might sound weird at first, but bear with me. Since the new version of Xia Li has come out, I have been dying to see Lee versus Shirai for the NXT Women's title. Now, with that being said, Io is keeping her belt. I'm gonna see my damn match that I want to see. It's not gonna be easy for Io to do it, but Io will come out on top. I think Dakota Kai will play part and somehow fail in helping Gonzalez. And something might happen between the two of them, but that's just a gut feeling I have. Anyway, Io Shirai, still your NXT Women's Champion.
And that's the exact reason also I think about the aftermath too. We see how Raquel and Kai are a partnership, but we've seen how much more Raquel has kind of been standing out on her own. We saw how Kai tried to get involved for a match with Zoe Stark, backfired on Kai. You wonder if Kai more so maybe feels like, oh, I don't know, being underlooked here. Is this becoming a thing like of the past? I mean, how many times have we heard the comparison between Raquel Gonzalez and, oh, I don't know, Big Daddy Kevin Nash? You think about the Nash and Michaels relationship. Yep, I knew that's what Mark was thinking. And I feel like there's going to be a fallout with Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, because this is what they do when it comes to partners and tag teams, etc. Egos do flare up, especially with a match we're going to talk about very soon. And I feel like right now, Raquel, she's just really growing forward in NXT. I don't think they want to put the title on her yet. We also know that NXT is getting a new Japanese sensation coming soon too, and I could definitely see an all Japanese strong style NXT Women's Championship match down the line. We have no idea when this Sarai person is going to come, but let me tell you, she has literally been in the ring with so many greats and has garnered the respect of one Antonio Inoki, okay? She literally has a red sash from the man himself. This is going to be a huge threat to deal with. And with the fact that WWE is signing more of this Japanese strong style talent, including, most recently, Stardom Cyber Tokyo Squad member, now known as Stevie Turner, the former Bonnie Tyler, by the way, great match with Lloyd Valkyrie. There's a lot more that could really come to face Io Shirai. And I feel like Io Shirai, they're going to put her on that Asuka pace and maybe even surpass it. I really feel like Io Shirai is going to be the next person to surpass the longest NXT Women's Championship reign, and that is, of course, Asuka. That's why I don't see Io Shirai losing right now. She's on a whole nother level, and she's proven it with how much she wants to take down Raquel Gonzalez and saying, I'm unkillable, you can't kill me. Raquel's going to do her damn best to try to, though. I'm pretty sure Io Shirai's back's going to be messed up after this match, but there's no way I see the Genius of the Skies reign stopping this soon. But very good thoughts all around, and Chris, again, WWE may surprise us. We'll have to wait and see. Raquel Gonzalez, she's just now getting her firm footing as the top badass in the division. Is it her time? We'll find out soon enough. All right, well, that concludes night one. Let's move into night two as we continue to talk about women's action. And you wonder if it's finally going to go their way. I still think, by the way, no pun intended, that is the stupidest thing ever said. But anyway, we have the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship being defended by Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon against The Ways, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. Although I think Indy Hartwell's mind is somewhere else. Just saying. With that being said, these two believe that they should be the rightful champions, and they feel like right now they are the only real challengers for these titles. They're literally just in their genesis. You look at the women's division, and when it comes to tag teams, yeah, there's a lot of tag teams you can make. How many legitimate tag teams are there beyond these two and Kai and Raquel, who were the inaugural champs, and literally lost them the same night? The last thing I want is these titles looking as hot potatoes. But you wonder, does the Way need this more than Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, who are already proven as great singles stars? Couple things to think about here. Jeff, going to start with you. Do you see new tag champ?
Geez, this is another toughie. I would like to see Candice LeRae with a strap around her waist. I've been wanting to see this for a while. However, I have a funny feeling that Moon and Blackheart will be still your women's tag team champions after night two.
All right, fair enough. Chris, what is your thoughts on this? We've seen now Indy Hartwell has kind of shown some strange, affectionate feelings towards one Dexter Lumis. Maybe she tries to channel that somehow, and maybe that helps her win the match. Or does the idea of even seeing Dexter Lumis distract her to the point that the Way loses? Doesn't Indy Hartwell eat the fall for that too? Your thoughts on this?
Well, my thoughts on this is it's going to be a good match for the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And personally, I don't like where championships are like hot potatoes, because it's like this championships means they're just props and you just have to like give them up for some reason. I like a lengthy title reign. I like a all-go-out championship reign. And Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart, they've been doing a great job being the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, and they deserve it. Since Ember Moon, she wanted to return back in NXT when she was off with injury, and she wanted back in NXT. She wanted back there because she wants to make history. She did. She made history with Shotzi to win the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And now this is going to be their first title defense as a team. Your first title defense, have to know, and I'm saying this, Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart will retain the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on night 2 of TakeOver.
Well, they say they're going to do it their way, on their time, on their own terms. I feel like here is not truly their way. I agree with both of you. I believe that the champs are going to retain too. But again, I don't see this being a one-off because we have seen how far Candice LeRae will push somebody's buttons to get what she wants, or to be the most prominently star looked at the end of the day. Mark, your thoughts on this match?
I think basically piggybacking off Jeff, like I want to see Candice LeRae with some gold, man. Like it's kind of like I don't even know the right term to even use, man, for this, but it's a tragedy. Like why? How can not Candice LeRae, one of the best female wrestlers in the world, not even have a title ever? Like it doesn't make sense to me. When is she gonna get a bone? But this is the thing: she ain't gonna get the bone at Takeover because we're gonna get to see a retention.
Well, there you go. He made that simple. Yeah, TCB with Ember's Law. Simple as that. It should be a good match as Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae continue to show how well they gel as a tag team. But there's an underlying story going on there right now where Indy Hartwell's mind, I don't think's into this title or LeRae's way. She wants to be in Loomis's artwork, I would think, at this point, or maybe show her art to Loomis. The bottom line is this. The next thing that comes out of this, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Dexter Loomis affair for their own gain. And honestly, that might play psychological warfare towards them maybe becoming tag champs down the line. But I got Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon retaining too. It should be a good match, though. Good luck to both teams. All right, so moving on from there, we have not had this type of setup or these type of clash in personalities since Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon back at WrestleMania 10, where a ladder match defined who truly was the champion. And to think it was Shawn Michaels who proposed this. Shocking, right?
Right.
Santos Escobar takes on Jordan Devlin in a NXT Cruiserweight Championship Unification ladder match. Now, this right here is extremely interesting because, in my opinion, I believe this is the first ladder match contested for the Cruiserweight title ever. And also, this is completely different. It's not like you have a bad boy. You have a guy with a constant chip over his shoulder and one who feels endorsed and already believes he is that top guy. Truth be told, Santos Escobar, he's been a phenomenal champion while Jordan Devlin been stranded due to, well, the world shutting down. But Jordan Devlin's a guy who always has believed in himself, believes he is the best cruiser in the world. He started his own open challenge in NXT UK. He's proven it week in, week out on his own. While Santos Escobar, he definitely has had help in his favor in past matches. But it is Santos Escobar that did elevate the NXT Cruiserweight Championship to a takeover match finally, where he did beat Isaiah Scott in a successful retainment. This match could truly go either way. You wonder if Legado del Fantasma will show up here and be involved. Will that play towards the finish? And you wonder, what will this mean for the brand that will permanently hold, I feel like, the Cruiserweight Championship? I look at the outlook of both brands, and I think about this. You already have a mid-range, not going to say mid-card, okay, that's stupid, mid-range title on NXT. You don't in NXT UK. Despite the Heritage Cup being looked at as a title, that has a class of its own. I don't see it the same way. If they're not going to push Jordan Devlin versus Walter, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, and he still wants to prove why he's the best guy under 205 in the world, then Jordan Devlin, in my opinion, is the rightful guy to continue to hold this title and elevate its game as well as himself. And I believe he truly wants to hold it more. I have Jordan Devlin once and for all affirming himself as the true NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Period. Jeff, your thoughts on this match?
Well, we haven't seen a match like this since WrestleMania 10. Am I correct?
Pretty much.
So, I mean, because I know that Cena had the title and so did CM Punk, but they never had a ladder match. So we really have not seen this since WrestleMania 10, and I called this like about a month ago.
I called it since Jordan Devlin freaking showed up.
I am excited to see this. If it becomes the same caliber match as what Ramon and Michaels was, oh my God, it's going to be fantastic. However, I don't see it being fantastic for Escobar. I see Devlin as the undisputed Cruiserweight champion.
All right. Mark, who do you got?
This takeover for me sucks because I'm going against a lot of my favorites here. I like NXT UK. I like Devlin, but I don't see it, man. You know what? I'm thinking about like how WWE would take like if Devlin was the champion, I know the belt should probably be NXT UK, but I'm gonna get behind Escobar here because I feel like if Devlin does win, his fan base is a little. He's went through some personal things that I don't know if WWE wants to get behind right this second. I don't know if that is going to play a factor or not. But I think they've been trying to get Escobar out there as a legitimate player for some time now. Why not at a takeover you break through that wall? I'm going with Escobar, man, and I like Devlin. That's the thing. I like Devlin, but I'm going with Escobar just because.
All right. Well, Chris, who do you got here? Here's the way I see it. We already saw how the cruiserweights are trying to be used towards other things. I mean, Jake Atlas, Isaiah Scott, Leon Ruff, the Russ guy, Russ Terrell, whatever the heck his name is with Bivens. They were using that gauntlet. Was that just filler or was that something else? We've already seen Jordan Devlin defend the title against Trent Seven, who slimmed down. We see him defend it against Ben Carter. Name change. Incredible match, by the way. And, of course, also, what's his name? Jordan Carter, something like that. And I see that continuing if he's champion. So, honestly, Santos Escobar, I think he had his run. But let's get your thoughts.
Well, my thoughts on this match is this is actually going to be a show-stealing match. When Jordan Devlin showed up back and made that promo, I said to myself, okay, Jordan Devlin is back. And I haven't seen Jordan Devlin since last year when he won the NXT Cruiserweight Championship at Wars Collide during the Royal Rumble weekend last year. And it made me think, okay, with this pandemic going on, they had to do a tournament to crown the NXT champion, and that was Santos Escobar. And my gut's telling me go for Escobar, or my heart is saying Jordan Devlin. Who is the real and who is the fake champion? I feel the fake champion is Santos Escobar, but the real champion is Jordan Devlin. And this is how I can see it. I see like Legado del Fantasma coming in, trying to take down Jordan Devlin off of the ladder, beat him up. Then I also see I can see Breezango coming out to even up the odds and help Jordan Devlin win this. And personally, I feel it's Jordan Devlin's time. I think Jordan Devlin is the real champion, and with Santos Escobar, he can finally get out of the cruiserweight division and finally going into like the NXT champion or the North American Championship down the road. So Jordan Devlin is the real cruiserweight champion.
Boom. There it is. Yeah, again, at this point, if Jordan Devlin, with how much of a chip he holds on his shoulder against himself, it seems, more so than the title, there is no way I see this driven man who's out there for one thing and one thing only, and that is to prove why he is the best, period. No other reason why I see anybody besides him being called our NXT Cruiserweight Champion. And as far as who challenges him next, well, it's a who's who. Because, again, if he's the definitive Cruiserweight Champion, I imagine he'll be challenging people both in NXT UK and NXT. And there's some promising young up-and-comers in NXT and 205 Live, especially. So, with that being said, we'll see what happens. And it will be interesting to see how Santos Escobar feels being defeated or humbled for the first time ever in his career. But I digress. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward here as we look towards what we talked about on day one. Who will challenge the way of Johnny Gargano and his NXT North American Championship? Now, we pretty much all definitively said it's either going to be LA Knight or Dexter Lumis, and we pretty much went with Dexter Lumis. So now we look at, will Dexter Lumis finally beat Johnny Gargano? But you got to imagine the way is going to make their way known here with Austin Theory and I'm sure Indy Hartwell. Will those factors play into the finish here? Can Indy Hartwell literally be distracting Dexter Lumis, who I feel like trying to get in that man's mind is impossible? Or is Austin Theory going to try and exact revenge? Or maybe Austin Theory somehow finds out the truth that Johnny Gargano, he was lying. I don't know about you, but I just know this. If you want the way to stay as something to think about in NXT, you got to have somebody in there as a champion. They only have one guy as the champion, and it seems like it's the championship that Johnny Gargano cares about the most right now than any other, surprisingly. I feel like for some reason we keep on tossing back and forth, Johnny Takeover, Johnny Champion, Johnny with the North American Championship. How many times can he lose it and win it? Damian Priest, Exhibit A. Are we literally set up the same thing here? Because I don't know about you, but I want to see Dexter Lumis just literally stand in the ring, not say a word, drawing while wearing the North American Championship. But I gotta be realistic here. Because again, it is Johnny Takeover, and it's probably the only real tie he's going to continue having. I somehow have distractions galore, and this not being either a one-off, I have Johnny Gargano retaining. Even though Dexter Lumis, in my opinion, I really want him to have the North American Championship. But it's not like he's a guy you would think to be showcased as a champion either, though we all think he should be. I have Johnny Gargano retaining, and that was really hard to think about. Chris, you're first. Your thoughts on this match?
Well, this is actually an interesting thing here because earlier today, I was like prepping myself and like hyping myself up to like talk about this match, and I actually see one or two things happening. One, maybe Indy Hartwell is going to cost Johnny Gargano the NXT North American Champion and help Dexter Lumis win, and we get that romantic whatever between Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell.
Who can stare at the other the longest?
Yeah, who can stare? I can see Dexter Lumis being Indy Hartwell at the staring contest. And another thing is maybe Austin Theory can maybe, because we had that what was that thing they did with it was therapy.
Paid therapy.
Maybe the therapy changed Austin Theory a little bit to maybe say, maybe I see what Johnny Gargano is about. Let me break away and maybe help Dexter Lumis in a way. But I do want to see a new champion here, but you got to keep it on Johnny Gargano because he's going to keep that champion until someone finds a way to dethrone him as North American champion. And maybe after that, we finally have the Garganos, Johnny Gargano, to the main roster.
Okay, that's an interesting thing to think about because we saw how that worked out last time for the two, and that's why Ciampa doesn't want to go back. But let's see if someone else has some other thoughts towards that. Oh, by the way, I'm just figuring right now, Indy Hartwell, Dexter Lumis, both looking at a canvas, drawing, staring. What the hell? That's good television right there. I want to see. Oh, God, the segment's waiting to happen. That's got to be a plan eventually. Anyway, going off topic. Jeff, your thoughts on this match. Who do you got?
First of all, I think we all need to start writing scripts for WWE and NXT because I think we all can come up with some good stuff. Second of all, Chris is it. He took basically every word I was about ready to say. I think that either Indy or
Austin Theory
will cost Gargano the title. So either way you look at it, someone is costing Gargano the title. So I have Dexter Lumis as your new North American Heavyweight Champion.
All right. One Dexter, two Johnnies.
And as far as the whole drawing thing, no. They're going to be oil painting this time.
Fair enough. Be artistic. Bob Ross.
Right. Bob Ross.
Eat your heart out. All right. Mark, you got a lot to think about. I know you've been thinking here. Which way do you see the NXT North American Championship going? Does it remain around Johnny Gargano's waist, or do we get a new champion and potentially Dexter Lumis?
You guys have heard the term as you know, you try to throw something at the wall to see if it sticks. You know, you try to come up with new ideas. That's literally what Austin Theory has been through. I mean, he's been with Angel Garza. He's been thrown out. He's been with Seth Rollins. He's been thrown out. I think he's finally found his groove with the way. I don't think he costs nothing. I don't think therapy did anything for him. And I think Gargano wins this easily. That's just me.
Damn. All right.
Sounds like he got paid off.
Inside training. Inside training. All right. I see where we stand. Well, one way or another, this is going to be an interesting match and the continuation of the ever-going feud that is Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. And honestly, I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day. So, again, good luck to both. All right. Now, look, I know they have the main event, and it's rightfully that your top championship should be your main event. But Adam Cole, baby, Kyle O'Reilly, a match 4 years in the making with no liabilities. It doesn't get more personal, extreme, and longer-term storytelling than this. This is my main event. Unsanctioned match with a non-medically cleared Kyle O'Reilly taking on definitive, self-reliant Adam Cole. These two have absolutely done everything in NXT. You almost wonder if somebody's going to move up to another roster. Adam Cole, once again, trying to find himself, reminding himself who I am. I'm the Undisputed Era. I do not sit on the sidelines. Claiming Kyle O'Reilly is just a lapdog, someone that is comfortable being a follower rather than leading. And then Kyle O'Reilly, he's the guy that literally right now I feel is more so wrestling himself rather than Adam Cole in this match, as he feels like now after this he will finally have some clarity as he's trying to get in that mindset that he will do absolutely anything to end Adam Cole and this once and for all. This is truly going to be something insane. I have been waiting for this since I know their feud in history from Ring of Honor for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Heck, I recently watched the Ring of Honor World Championship affair, and that went practically 20 minutes. I honestly don't know which way to go about this, so I'm not starting off. Mark, who wins this unsanctioned battle, and is this done once and for all between these two, Adam Cole or O'Reilly?
On this match alone, I feel like I could have a whole entire show to talk about it. So instead of doing that and throwing out 16 different scenarios, I'm gonna make it short. I don't bet against Adam Cole. There it is.
Fair enough. The man's done everything. Longest reigning NXT champion, multi-time NXT champion, or at least trying to be. He's wrestled across all three brands. He's wrestled all the greats. Jeff, who you got on this match? I feel like, honestly, here, it's a must-win for Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, absolutely. I think, personally, what's going to happen is you're going to see Adam Cole up on the main roster after this match. Therefore, I have Kyle O'Reilly winning this over Adam Cole.
Chris,
this is Cole's call-up.
It's WrestleMania. Call-ups from NXT happen. We've seen the men compete on Raw, SmackDown, even in the Royal Rumble. Your thoughts?
Well, before I start this off, I have a question for all of you guys. Where is Bobby Fish?
Still injured.
Injured. Yeah, he's injured.
But you're right. He's the only one right now that has not been involved in any of this fallout. You do have a point.
Yeah, we don't know what he's thinking or how he's feeling about this whole thing. Yeah.
We don't even know, like, how is he thinking or what direction he's going to go into. Is he going to align himself with Adam Cole, or is he going to break away and just beat up Cole? But this is WrestleMania week. This is WrestleMania season. After WrestleMania, we have the Raw after WrestleMania, where anything can happen. Just look like what happened after WrestleMania 29. The Raw after Dolph Ziggler won the World Champion. That was unbelievable. We had some crazy moments. We had Paige winning the
Divas Championship.
Divas Championship. What else? we had Kurt Angle being the general manager of Raw. That was good.
Brock
Now
Lesnar returning.
Yep.
don't talk about Brock Lesnar because I don't like Brock Lesnar. He did bad stuff to me back in 2014. So don't talk about Brock Lesnar.
Hey, you said moments. You said moments, though, man. That was a moment nobody saw coming after WrestleMania 28.
True.
Oh yeah, but we got off topic, and I know what Aaron Riff. I know what Aaron Riff says. If we're off topic or anything, he's gonna say, "Shame on you."
Well, hey, it's my panel, so go bananas if you want. But I get what you're saying. But it sounds like you're basically encouraging that something big has to go down the road to WrestleMania. Now, I'm not trying to influence you, but you do remember when Adam Cole debuted in NXT? Who did he confront?
Drew McIntyre. Bada bing, bada boom. That is why, personally, I think Kyle O'Reilly is going to take Adam Cole out. And I think Kyle O'Reilly has to win here. And then Adam Cole is going up to the main roster. He is going to Monday Night Raw. And when we get to WrestleMania, when we talk about the WWE title match, I definitely want to go first on that because I know who I have in that match. So Kyle O'Reilly will beat Adam Cole at TakeOver.
4 years, the black and gold was defined by this. You truly fought was an unstoppable, unbreakable brotherhood. And look at what it's come to. I've been saying since Kyle O'Reilly arrived in NXT, this is something extremely special that is going to stand out from anything you've ever seen before. He has been one of my all-time favorite wrestlers to watch. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Red Dragon, one of the best tag teams under the sun. And again, Bobby Fish, MIA, nowhere to be found. Will he play a factor in here? Will he literally come out here maybe and save Kyle O'Reilly from himself, knowing how volatile emotionally Kyle O'Reilly is at this point? Literally trying to ram Adam Cole off the road. Got the bloody damn police involved. Hypothetically speaking, from the angle. With that being said, I got to agree with you. Look, if Kyle O'Reilly doesn't win this is the guy's breakout moment. Yes, he challenged for the NXT title twice, fell short. But we want to see this guy prevail and succeed.
See you guys.
All right. See you, Mark.
Right.
The battery died.
Uh-oh.
Well,
no.
we knew this would happen, but hey, at least we talked about TakeOver. Please follow Mark, great reviews. Follow Team All Elite, follow Team NWA, Team NJPW, Team WWE. The links will be in the description down below. Mark, we'll talk again soon. I might do a one-on-one panel with you before WrestleMania. But anyway, as we continue this discussion and almost close NXT, bottom line, I got Kyle O'Reilly winning. If he doesn't win this, I truly don't know where the man goes from here. He might as well just literally go into an excursion, and you have no idea when he's going to come back. And unsanctioned, it literally could be an all-be-all, or it could be another Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano long-term feud just starting. But Kyle O'Reilly has to win this one way or another. All right. Well, we talked about the main event of Night 2, in my personal opinion, but let's go ahead and talk about the actual main event of Night 2, where emotion and physical and mental well-being will be tested. TikTok is the Prince time up. Finn Balor defends the NXT Championship against Karrion Kross, the guy that had relinquished the title the following night after winning it due to injury. He's come back now. He's destroyed Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma. And Finn Balor said he's been waiting for this. He thinks he knows his weakness. But Karrion Kross, he believes that Finn Balor is just another ordinary man, and all he's got to do is choke him out. So the bottom line is this. Do we see a new NXT champion? Or basically, do we see the Prince once again not missing? Can anybody stop Finn Balor? Jeff, your thoughts on this match. Who do you got?
Well, considering that Karrion Kross never got pinned, never submitted, never, in my mind, lost the championship, I see him getting his few pounds of gold back, and it's going right back around his waist. Karrion Kross is going to be your new NXT heavyweight champion.
As Scarlett Bordeaux has said, you cannot escape fate.
Nope.
Finn Balor's been a tremendous champion. People thought they might get Demon versus Kross. Fall and Pray. Prince, I feel like he's finally met his match. I feel Karrion Kross, once again, will be the NXT champion. I feel he deserves it. Balor has had an incredible run, and I'm curious how Finn Balor now rebounds himself being the hunter instead of the hunted. Chris, your thoughts on this match? Are you going against fate?
Well, I'm going to say to this. I'm on all these social media platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. But last year, I started to get invested in this social media platform and where people make videos. And I got 2 words for you. TikTok.
Nice. Nice.
But I'm going to tell you that Karrion Kross, he never submitted. He never was pinned. So I'm going to go with Jeff on this one. And I love Karrion Kross. So Karrion Kross will beat Finn Balor to regain his NXT championship back. And then Finn Balor, maybe this is since his WrestleMania, he finally gets out of NXT and welcomes him back to the main roster.
I mean, he seems to like Broadway versus Hollywood as the reason why he came back to NXT in the first place with this whole new demeanor that has literally turned his career 360. But I do get what you're saying, but the bottom line is this. Like you said, he has not been pinned. He has not been defeated. He has not submitted. And Scott Abados said the fate's already been determined. Everything happens for a reason. Karrion Kross, time's up, Finn. Karrion Kross becomes champ again. And that's all I got to say about that. The bottom line is this. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver is going to redefine the entire NXT landscape in so many ways. And I can't wait to see who really breaks out, stands out, and keeps pushing forward in NXT. As champion, as potential newcomers, as potential top-tier challengers, we are in for 2 incredible nights of action next week, Wednesday and Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I can't wait. But you talk about incredible action. You talk about time. Well, they're back in business in full gear, all right, no pun intended, as WrestleMania literally follows Saturday and Sunday. But apparently, it's too big for one night and even too restricted for 2 nights. They got to do some stuff on the SmackDown Go Home before WrestleMania. As we suddenly alluded to and learned, they will be doing the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale on next week's SmackDown. And so far, the following names have been confirmed, and I guarantee you there'll probably be more than that. We got Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, Cedric Alexander, Drew Gulak, Elias, Eric, Grand Metalik, Humberto Carrillo, Jackson Riker, Jey Uso, Kalisto, King Baron Corbin. How the hell does he still have that? Lince Dorado. I'm just saying. Mace Murphy, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, Sheldon Benjamin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Slapjack, and T-Bar. Does anyone really care who wins this thing at this point? Like, has somebody really done anything at this point with the win besides the impact of a debut that Baron Corbin had before we found him to be, well, let's just say it, boring. With that being said, who really deserves this? And honestly, can anything good come from this? And I get it. COVID restrictions, they can't do it at WrestleMania. But this being on SmackDown, it kind of further just deflates it and makes me wonder, why are you even doing this? I don't really have much to say here, but if I had to pick somebody, who could do something goofy with it, I wonder, because that's at the point. Well, Akira Tozawa apparently found Panther Warrior something with Eric Bugenhagen as the Old Spice guy, so that's the hell of it. Let's just go with Akira Tozawa and his ninjas. I'll go with Akira. Why not? Jeff, pick somebody. I don't know who to pick for this thing.
You know, honestly, I like the Andre Battle Royal, so this match actually does intrigue me a little bit. I'm kind of tossed up between 2 people. I'm tossed up between Ricochet. I think Ricochet needs a victory in some form or fashion. He's been on the losing end for a little while now, and I think winning a battle royal like this would definitely get him back in contention for something.
All right. Well, before we, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ricochet, I mean, he pretty much been squashed since Brock Lesnar squashed him in a minute 26. Now, before we get into that, Mark, welcome back. You know we talked about Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Finn Balor, Karrion Kross. Quick thoughts on both those matches, Hitman.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, I got you. Who you got in Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly and Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor?
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but I can't hear you guys. I just might have to give you my picks on another day. Maybe I'll leave my picks in the comments, but this isn't working.
Damn it. All right. All good. Technical difficulties, folks. Power and internet can be your worst friend or best friend. Akira Tozawa, we have Ricochet, so we got a serious person and a non-serious person. Curse Shield Technology, but I digress. Chris, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, I get what it's for. I respect Andre the Giant. Everybody respects that man and his legacy in the business. But I feel like right now, this Royale, they need to make the winner really mean something in a way Andre the Giant's legacy meant to us as fans. And I feel that's the driving force behind why this was made in the first place. So who you got that you think needs to win this?
Well, I'm going to take a book out of Jeff. I'm torn. I have two picks on who I feel is going to win this. If it's a Raw superstar, I kind of see Ricochet because he's been on the losing end. And I feel bad for Ricochet. I feel really bad for him. He should be getting the bigger pushes. He should be getting all of it. But with the booking decisions, I don't like how they're treating Ricochet right now. So if it's a Raw guy, I'm going to say Ricochet. If it's a SmackDown guy, this SmackDown guy is so fun. He is so entertaining. He's so athletic. And that SmackDown guy is Shinsuke Nakamura.
All right. I mean, heck, he's coming up a couple of great matches with Seth Rollins, and who knows? This could be something to help kickstart his career in a certain way. So I kind of like what you did there, but we're just going to have to wait and see. It looks like Chris Mace and Charlene already put in their picks towards this thing, so we'll see what happens. All right. Now,
I will say,
go ahead.
Real quick. My second pick, which I never got to say, but I want to say that real quick. The new and improved Humberto Carrillo. I think with the fact that he's bulked up. I mean, you've seen the pictures of this dude now. He has buffed up. I could see him as a potential contender now. Not that he wasn't already, but even more so now. So I think he's someone to look for in this Battle Royal.
Well, he definitely was somebody with a rocket attached to him in the early beginnings. Then again, Paul Heyman was running Raw, and Raw was trying to be pushed with younger talent. But I digress. Right. I do like that a lot. So I'll tell you what. I'll give the second pick, too. I gave the goofy one because, again, they might treat this as, a joke. But it is on SmackDown, so it almost kind of makes sense that you maybe would give it to somebody on SmackDown. I'm just going to go with Jey Uso because who knows? Maybe the head of the table wants this in his office. And I feel like Jey Uso, if he's in this, it was under Roman's order. Because if you disappoint Roman, you're in trouble. So I'm going to say Jey Uso. All right. Now let's go ahead and get into the real meat of the two-night stuff. Because apparently we're going to get the women tag titles in a four-way. But guess what? We have no idea what the other teams are going to be. And at this point, what team really can take the titles off Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax where you still have something for both of them? Because at the end of the day, Vince wants to make sure Nia Jax has something besides her hole. So with that being said, I said it. Yeah, I said it. There, I said it. Okay, sue me. I don't care. Sue me. Anyway, moving on. I'm just going to say Naomi, underrated, deserves to be a champion. They gave Lana some stuff. Naomi and Lana. If Naomi and Lana are involved in the multi-person thing, I say we get new champs. I say you finally make Shayna Baszler break Nia Jax's arm because I don't think you can break her hole. Anyway. Sorry.
Steph Curry.
And we've gone off the rails. Does anyone have any other ideas regarding the Women's Tag Championships? And not Nia Jax's butt. Chris, first. Good Lord Almighty.
Okay. whoever's in that, I could see Naomi and Lana because of we're going to Tampa for WrestleMania, and Tampa is in Florida. So Naomi, this is going to be like her backyard. She won the SmackDown Women's Championship in Florida at WrestleMania 33.
Correct.
So maybe it's Naomi and Lana's time to be the women's tag titles, or you keep Shayna and Nia as champion. But my thing is, and I want your thoughts on this, how is Nia Jax's hold doing, by the way?
Oh, I'm sure it's hurting.
I mean, she's definitely probably bruised it, but I'm not a doctor. And honestly, I don't need to know that sort of medical information. HIPAA protection. So I have nothing. But again, it makes sense. Naomi is so damn underrated as an athlete. And one of the longest tenures, I might add, in the WWE. Had a short run when she made the Women's Championship all glow, lost to Natalya. People think she actually should be with the head of the table, or should have been in the freaking Hurt Business. And then you have this friendship, it looks genuine, with Lana and Naomi. And it looks like these two, they can pretty much fit the mold of a team. And I feel like at this point, give Naomi something. Jeff, do you have any further thoughts besides Naomi should be maybe tag champ, or Naomi's underrated, or do you see any sort of new women tag champs?
I honestly don't see him really being defended. It's just I as much as I hate to say it, I don't see him being defended. But if they did, Naomi and Lana are a great combination. I think that would be a fantastic move. But if you were going to defend the women tag titles at an event as big as WrestleMania, I'd bring people out from the blast of the past to take on Jax and Baszler. I'd bring out Stratus and Lita. Just for the hell of it. Bring them out. Because, you know, the tag titles weren't around when they were in. So, I mean, why not? Let the legends have a shot at these tag titles.
Jeff.
I think that would be one hell of a match.
Jeff.
I like that.
Wait, Jeff. If you say Stratus and Lita, what about the Bellas?
There's the other team I was figuring out, because it was rumored they were supposed to be the inaugural tag champions.
Right.
And they just went into the Hall of Fame.
That's a possibility too, absolutely. I mean, hell, you could even do Stratus and freaking Mickey James. I mean, you know, it's just bring someone blast to the past, anybody, because I think whether you got the Bellas, whether you got Stratus and Lita, I think either way you're going to have a hell of a match. So,
and I feel like it's time for new champions regardless. Yeah. And honestly, if they're going to do Evolution 2, I can see either of those teams becoming champions, maybe even confronting each other. And by the way, Mickey James also nowhere to be seen. What?
Yeah.
But I digress. All right, well, hopefully the Women's Tag Championships will get some sort of new shine to them at WrestleMania weekend on SmackDown, if this rumor is true, but we'll have to wait and see. Respect women's wrestling, respect women's tag wrestling, make it matter again if you can.
Absolutely.
But that's all I got to say about that. Let's go ahead and get actually into WrestleMania, where we have the weirdest of matches to start us off. What? The New Day, 11-time, I think, tag champions, I may have miscounted. They take on the unlikely duo, and apparently not on the same page as far as friends, AJ Styles and Omos. And this will be Omos's true in-ring debut. To think, we only known this guy as a guy that stood outside the door of something known as Raw Underground, has been the bodyguard of AJ Styles, and more so is just a size gag, it seems. And then you got the New Day, where literally it's like, we're the New Day, we're tag champions, just deal with it. We're a tag team on their level, we do the work. You look at tag team wrestling in WWE among Raw and SmackDown individually, the depth is not there. So again, I keep saying unify the divisions. That's not going to happen. Heck, they don't even have a SmackDown tag title match booked yet for WrestleMania. Wouldn't surprise me if that was on SmackDown next week or booked tonight, as SmackDown's literally an hour. With that being said, let's just keep this one short, sweet, and simple. I don't see the New Day losing. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's almost his in-ring debut. He's going to do some big man spots. AJ, almost tag champs. What do they got to gain from it? No, come on. It's got to be New Day. They got the experience factor on their side. Chris, brief thoughts. You got new champs?
I I'm actually going to tell you this. Yeah, the New Day won the tag team champions for the 11th time. And personally, AJ Styles, he wants to be a Grand Slam champion. So I'm actually going to say we're going to have and I've been hearing the rumors of we might have multiple title changes at WrestleMania, and this is one of them. AJ Styles and Omos become the new Raw Tag Team champions.
Yeah, the only way I see that happening is if you truly are going to separate the New Day, or you're just going to bounce it back to SmackDown. But again, it might change. But for right now, I just don't see it. Jeff, your thoughts?
Well, we finally got a chance to see what Omos can do.
Yes.
With the last episode of Raw. I wouldn't want to meet him in a back alley. That's for damn sure. Or anywhere.
I agree on that.
Yeah. I think, and mind you, the game show was freaking hilarious. I loved it. So God, I like seeing the New Day as tag champions. Of course, that's what we've always known as, when we say tag champions, you immediately think New Day. I'm going to have to agree with Chris on this one. I'm thinking that AJ Styles and Omos will become the brand new Raw Tag Team Champions.
It just seems so weird to think about that combination as tag team champions. But AJ is pretty much the guy that's going to finish out his career in WWE, wants to be Grand Slam. You both do have valid points.
You had Strowman and Nicholas. Remember that?
All right, fine. Point taken. New tag champs. All right, fine. Yep. I totally forgot about that. The debacle against the bar. Boy. And I'm sure Nicholas still wants his tag title back eventually.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Because anybody but the New Day. Bray Wyatt said it best. Anyone but you. Give me something new. All right. New tag champ. Let's move on. This match right here, my surprise fans, this guy's been the best merchandise seller. And this guy, he's never been injured and has been, whether you like it or not, a WrestleMania standout every year. It is Bad Bunny. Yes, folks, you are hearing this correctly. Bad Bunny versus The Miz at WrestleMania. And that's it. That's all. Okay, originally it was supposed to be a tag match with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison. Not saying the rap. Sorry, Megan. Not. But of course, Morrison got injured when he took on Riddle for the United States Championship, so probably going to be some outside tomfoolery. This is our typical celebrity highlight spot at WrestleMania. And if there's one thing we learned about WWE, the celebrities get the shine. Whether you're a wrestler, mixed martial arts fighter, rapper, singer, boxer, you name it, you get the shine at WrestleMania. Go all the way back to Cyndi Lauper to most recently, Ronda Rousey. There's no way I'm betting against Bad Bunny in this scenario. I see Bad Bunny somehow going over the Miz because at the end of the day, you put Miz in there to work with somebody to put something over, not himself. But hey, he's the guy in the spotlight. He still survives and will be there the next day. So with that being said, Bad Bunny, simple as that. Jeff, your thoughts on this match?
Let's see. You had Snooki. You had Maria Menounos.
That was actually pretty good.
Yes, that one was good. I will grant you that. Let's see. Who else did you have? You had
Floyd Money Mayweather. You've had
Money Mayweather.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Mike
Tyson. Donald Trump.
We won't even go to that one. I literally didn't want to say it.
No,
anyway, but no, he is correct. You had Donald Trump, and at WrestleMania, you're gonna have Bad Bunny.
This guy seems like he respects the business and actually genuinely loves doing this, being a part of this. I mean, there was a reason why they had him as one of the longer reigning 24/7 champions. So that has to count for something when you're a celebrity, especially, right? It's not a one-off. I mean, let me just say this. I don't see this being the same caliber as Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee, which surprised the hell out of me. But this still should be a very good match, I feel like. If nothing else, fun spots should ensue. Chris, your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this is it's going to be a good match, and we're not going to get one celebrity. We're going to get two celebrities on both night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. Night 1, Bad Bunny. We're going to have Bad Bunny is going to defeat The Miz And night 2 of WrestleMania, we're also going to get Logan Paul for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that's right too. Yep.
He's supposed to be on SmackDown tonight and supposed to be playing in factor towards WrestleMania match been booked that we'll talk about. You do have a point. Again, nights for celebrities. That is WrestleMania. Period. But again, it should be a fun match. But let's change the word from fun to classic, because for the first time in his WWE career, and I still can't believe it's the first time, he finally has a singles match at WrestleMania. But why is this guy not a damn singles champion? But I digress. Cesaro takes on the Messiah, Seth Rollins. I still don't care much for the Messiah gimmick, but I do care about this. How many times is Cesaro going to swing Seth Rollins? He swung Ilya Dragunov 41 times. I've seen him swung live. I've seen him swung Ricochet live 31 times. And most recently, he swung Seth Rollins 22 times when he first embarrassed him. And that's really when this match came to be. Since then, Seth Rollins has been pick and prodding against Cesaro, literally calling him a failure. But WWE, I feel like, is finally trying to strap a rocket on Cesaro when they let Cesaro go over Daniel Bryan. And again, this is Cesaro's first ever singles match at WrestleMania. In my opinion, he deserves the win here, but I get it. It's Seth Rollins. How do you go against the Messiah, okay? Does this push Seth Rollins closer towards the Universal Championship based on who has it? I don't know. Again, personally, this is hard. I want to go with Cesaro. I feel he deserves it, but it's hard to bet against Seth freaking Rollins. He is that guy. He's been the standout at all the WrestleManias, period. Ah, God. And every time I go with Cesaro, they always screw me. Damn it. Fine. I'm going to go with logic here because you can't argue experience. And it seems like no matter what, they just will not push Cesaro forward. Give me Cesaro for the Universal Championship. You know what? No, hell, it's a point. I don't give a damn. Cesaro. I want Cesaro to win. Swing Seth Rollins 37 times. European uppercut him. Neutralize him and move forward. Seth Rollins should be used to push people forward, not to push himself forward. He's already done every damn thing. Heck, he's married to Becky. He doesn't need anything else. Right? And that's an award in itself. I want Cesaro to succeed. I'm going with Cesaro, and I don't care if anyone disagrees with me. But Chris, you're first. Your thoughts on this match?
My thoughts is this is going to be an awesome match between Cesaro and Seth Rollins. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going for Cesaro to defeat Seth Rollins because Cesaro, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Then, 2014, he aligned himself with Paul Heyman. He should have been champion by now. But no, it's Vince McMahon. He's the reason he doesn't see anything in Cesaro. We all do. We all see Cesaro. He breaks out. He has potential. It's Cesaro's time. Cesaro's going to beat Rollins, and Cesaro's going to be champion in WWE by the end of this year, possibly.
I do like the sound of that, especially. Jeff, your thoughts on that?
I do like the fact. I do agree that Cesaro has been screwed over. He should have had the belt long before now. He is champion caliber. He should be in that picture, but because of Vince, but I digress. I have Rollins winning this match. The only reason. Wait, hold on. Because I have a feeling Buddy Murphy is going to make an appearance. I have a feeling that he's going to cost Cesaro the match. So this could set up a Murphy-Cesaro scenario, which would not disappoint me whatsoever. That's actually a match I've been wanting to see for a while. So, but yeah, I've got Rollins. I'm sorry I have to go against you guys, but
you're also retconning friggin' Messiah and Disciple again because they dropped the whole Mysterio family thing. They don't know what to do with Murphy.
No. I mean, Murphy wants to come back. I mean, he's openly stated it to Rollins. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm going to have to go with Rollins.
All right, fair enough. But I really, really hope Cesaro wins this match.
Oh, so do I. So do I. But it's trust me.
I
It's
know,
like,
I know, I know. Heart versus logic. Heart versus logic. Again, that can
Yep.
screw you. That can make you. I don't care when I'm this behind somebody. I go with heart. And Cesaro, damn it, has been one of my all-time favorites. But I digress. And he just re-signed a contract too. All right, now this one. What the hell? A steel cage match? When was the last time that happened? And of all the people to be involved in it, Strowman and McMahon. And the build is off of stupidity. What?
that report card, I'm telling you. Oh.
Someone tells me they paid a teacher for that, but despite my feelings towards the build, is this the way you rebuild Strowman, who's basically been kind of lost in the shuffle since, well, last year's SummerSlam? And Shane McMahon, he's the guy at WrestleMania that you use for one of two things. He either does something stupid, or he jumps off something stupid. Maybe both. It's a steel cage, so how tall is this cage? Will they break the rules because he's, a McMahon? Will we see Shane McMahon jump off the pirate ship? That's the real question here. Regardless, what does Shane have to gain if he wins here? It has to be Strowman, right? It's the only way that makes sense here, right? I mean, you really see a long-term feud coming out of this? What? It's like, why? Just why? I get it's a steel cage match at Mania, but why? I have to go with Strowman just because Strowman. Chris, any thoughts towards this match?
Well, here's what I could see. I was listening to earlier today, the clever Colin Andrews. I was listening to his video about WrestleMania, and he said, okay, Shane McMahon, he picked Shane McMahon to win, possibly maybe Braun Strowman throwing Shane off of the cage. And personally, if that happened, Shane would win. That's just like what happened when Braun Strowman threw Kevin Owens off of the cage at Extreme Rules in 2018.
Correct.
In Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I was there. I was there for that match live. That was my first pay-per-view that I have seen live. And that was Extreme Rules. And it made me think, okay, it's a steel cage. Braun Strowman's in it. And it's like, oh my gosh, is Braun going to throw Shane off of the steel cage and have Shane win? Or is Braun Strowman going to win this? And personally, I don't know who I have, but if this match did happen at Fastlane, Shane McMahon was going to win the first one, and then you have your big moment at WrestleMania, Braun Strowman wins. Right. Now, I'm going to go off of the limb here, and I kind of be saying maybe Elias and Jackson Riker might help Shane McMahon win this match. So I'm like torn on this still. Go with Braun or go with Shane? I don't really know.
Well, you did talk about the numbers game.
Yeah.
All it takes is open the cage, slam it in Strowman's face, Shane escapes.
Yep. And personally, actually, you know what? You know what? Let me just go out with a limb here. I don't care if I win or lose this match.
No one does.
This is hard. So let me just go with a limb and say, let me just go with Braun Strowman.
Again, Braun Strowman, you want to build him as the unstoppable force, right? This destructive force full of anger that can do more than run around the ring now with train sounds. What the world are they thinking? But I digress. Jeff, your thoughts on this match? Is Strowman going to run Shane McMahon out of the steel cage? We've also seen the steel cage break before, too. But regardless, who wins?
Well, we're not going to see Petticoat Junction or whatever that was with the train. Yeah, that's the one good thing, so we don't have to hear that sound.
Fair enough.
I do agree with the fact that we are probably going to see Elias and Riker. That's a given.
Yep.
However, I have Strowman winning this because, well, it's Strowman. But I also think this is going to be Shane's last WrestleMania. And he wants to go out big. But who else to go out big with than the biggest guy on the roster?
Fair point.
He's gonna come out with the L, but I think he's gonna put on one hell of a performance nonetheless, like Shane always has. But I've got Strowman winning this one.
I mean, that's really what Shane McMahon's used for. He's used for that performance spotlight. I mean, literally, this is the guy that jumped off the freaking Hell in the Cell back at WrestleMania 32, and literally, you get the most scripted line ever from Michael Cole. But I digress. But still,
Yeah.
wild moment, especially when you're seeing how from the height. Okay, that's still one of the most repeated moments in WrestleMania. This is the guy that's willing to do anything, limb and body wise. It almost is like Shane is challenging Jeff Hardy. One up me.
Yeah. Right.
There's a match. There's a match to be interested to see, but I digress.
And you mentioned the ship.
Yeah.
I don't see Shane jumping off the ship. I do see somebody else, however, jumping off the ship.
Oh, I do too. Trust me, because he even talked about it.
Yes,
Shane
he
McMahon
did.
is not the only one that is unafraid of doing death-defying ... dives.
Yep.
But I digress. We'll talk more about that later. Regardless, Strowman and Shane, it should be fun. All right, let's move on to I believe it's the main event of night one, according to what I've read. And you talk about going full circle. Is this the time that Drew McIntyre gets his WrestleMania moment in front of a full live audience as he takes on the almighty, now standing alone, it seems, Bobby Lashley? It's like one of those things before Bobby Lashley. He deserves this spot. He deserves to be WWE champion. He's been built as a champion. You wonder why he didn't win it back in 2006. It took this long. But then you look at Drew McIntyre, who's been one of the standard bearers and carriers of the pandemic era, Thunderdome era, whatever the hell you want to call it, for the entire WWE, feuding with mostly Randy Orton during most of it. I feel like here they truly just set up Drew McIntyre to get his moment back, with the fact they added that heel heat element of Baron Corbin, of all people, in Bobby Lashley's corner. Of all people, King Baron Corbin. Are you freaking kidding me? Wild card rule. Blah. With that being said, you want to end night one because it's the end of night one, right? You want to end it on a high note because night two might end on a different note. I feel like you got to give the win here, unfortunately, to Lashley. And by the way, RIP, Hurt Business. You got to give the nod here. I feel McIntyre is going to get it back. Because again, based on what I talked about on TakeOver, I think I know what's next in McIntyre's future. And it's something from his past. I got McIntyre going over. Jeff, your thoughts on this match?
Well, let's see. I would like to go with McIntyre, but my gut tells me Lashley. He's scratched and clawed for this opportunity to be champion, and now that he is, I see him keeping it for a while. So we're not going to see his favorite pose, but we will see him hold that title up at the end of the match. So, yeah, oh God, that was like, I'm sorry, but Leo added a great gimmick to this whole thing. It was great, and I wish him all the best of luck where he is.
To each other, all right? Lashley even said in an interview, if he wanted to bring back the Hurt Business in his own image, Leo Rush would be part of it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think he's a great talker on the mic, and that's what Lashley needed at the time.
Exactly.
But I said, I see him holding up that title at the end of night one, so I got to go with Lashley.
Fair enough. Chris, your thoughts on this? Does Lashley prevail at WrestleMania?
Well, my thoughts on this one. I don't think Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre is the main event of WrestleMania on night one.
Oh, you're right. Whoops.
The night one main event of WrestleMania is going to be Sasha and Bianca.
Right.
That is the night one main event. The night one opening match, because I've been hearing we're not going to get a kickoff match on night one of WrestleMania.
Correct.
Because of the entrance, they want the first entrance to be bigger than ever. I believe the opening match of WrestleMania will be the WWE title match between Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and the first entrance will be Drew McIntyre. As Drew McIntyre said, he wants to be, when their fans let into the building, he wants to be the first one to come out to the fans and welcome them back. And he wants to be the first one to win the WWE title with fans and give the feel-good moment, have the fireworks display off the charts. We all missed the fireworks display when people overcome stuff. We missed that from last year. This year, it is Drew McIntyre's time. It is his time to dethrone the almighty Bobby Lashley. Give it back to Drew McIntyre and let him have the feel-good moment. Finally, in Tampa.
Dude, you just basically did a Braveheart type promo right there, and I am definitely with you. I mean, they kind of did that with the whole Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar thing out of nowhere, too, and people went ballistic for that. And honestly, you would think that would have been like the secondary closer, but based on how long that show was, I understand why Brock wasn't going to wait either. And again, like I said, Drew McIntyre deserves the moment with the people in front of him if nothing else happens during these entire 2 nights based on Drew McIntyre's work during the pandemic era. I absolutely agree with you. Regardless, I got McIntyre going over. Plus, who wants to see King Baron Corbin with Lashley in a victorious spot? You talk about giving a bad taste in people's mouth to start off WrestleMania. Just saying. Okay? We may be bored with the guy, but we don't want to literally hate the guy he's with because people do respect Bobby Lashley, and this should be a really good match. And if it is the opener, I'm down for that. So, great thoughts. Now let's talk about the actual main event of night 1. And again, my apologies, because this one certainly deserves it. As the boss, Sasha Banks defends the SmackDown Women's Championship against this year's Women's Royal Rumble winner and the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair. And why I felt like they have booked this nearly into oblivion with so many weird roadblocks and repeated promo content. The match quality, I still is going to be there because we know what these two are capable of. And this is the first time that Sasha Banks enters WrestleMania as the champion. Bianca Belair, biggest opportunity to date. But again, I saw the top 50 women of WWE history. Well, Sasha Banks, there's a reason why she is in the freaking top 10, at least, I remember. I feel like here, this is Sasha Banks' biggest moment. And she absolutely deserves it. And I know you want to endorse the future, right? Sasha Banks' run, it's been going along pretty well, pretty far. She's overcome Carmella and Bayley and Nia Jax impromptu. I feel like she's going to beat Bianca Belair here because I feel like people want to see that other side of Sasha Banks. She's right now been still this glorified babyface, and people want to see badass Sasha Banks, the boss, like in NXT. I feel like we have yet to see that come back. And this match, I feel, is going to push that out of her through Bianca Belair because she may not be able to do it honorably. She's going to have to use tomfoolery. And with one of her biggest idols being Eddie Guerrero, it all makes sense to me. I have Sasha Banks retaining, closing out night 1 on a very surprising note and outcome because I feel it's going to be an out-of-nowhere type finish. And I definitely feel it's not going to be over between these two. This is a money match. There's no way this doesn't end with something huge, especially if it's your closer of night 1. I got the boss retaining. Chris, your thoughts on this?
Well, my thoughts on this match is going to steal the whole entire night of night 1 of WrestleMania. Sasha Bianca. I am ready for that. And I know you said that Sasha's going into WrestleMania with the first time being a champion. But back in 2019, she walked into WrestleMania with the Women's Tag Team Championships. Right. I know, tag titles. But this is her first singles champion heading into WrestleMania. And I know Bianca Belair, she was the EST of NXT.
Yep.
And she is the EST of WWE. I feel this WrestleMania is going to be another feel-good moment because the fans are coming back, and you have to have a feel-good moment for this WrestleMania for the fans and everybody watching on Peacock, and you have to have a feel-good moment. That is why what Sasha said to Bianca, you're just a rookie, and Sasha is the pro. I feel the rookie is going to outsmart the pro, and Bianca Belair will be the EST of the SmackDown Women's Champion at WrestleMania.
All right, then. New champion. Wow. All right. Jeff, your thoughts on this? It's 1-1. Where do you stand?
I like what he did there. Rookie, pro, going back to the old NXT. That was clever. I like that one.
Very clever.
Um, oh, jeez. I got 7 words for this. I'm on my own against the world. New champion. We're going to see Belair winning this title. Now, and this is what I'm thinking. What is Sasha's record at WrestleMania?
Let's see. 32, she lost. 33, she lost. 34,
Lost.
she not there. 35, she
Lost.
lost. 36.
You see where we're going with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see this? This losing streak is going to continue for Sasha Banks. So
She overcame one curse, but apparently the other curse is too big to overcome.
yeah, the curse of the grandest stage of them all. I don't see her winning. But I do see respect between the two of them at the very end of the match. You will see either a shake of the hand or a hug at the end of the match. You also, I'm thinking, will see Sasha handing Belair the title, the ultimate sign of respect. And that's why I think Belair is going to win it. She deserves it, and let's see what she can do with it.
All right. I mean, again, thrusting the rocket on somebody when they just came up. I mean, weirder, crazier things have happened, but also WrestleMania, not necessarily every year, has given us the grandest go-home moments. They've also given us what the moments, too. So, heel Sasha, maybe even in that way of respect, dropping Bianca Belair in a way, throwing a tantrum. I mean, again, this match truly, I feel, could go either way, but based on just Sasha Banks right now, and her run, and I feel she deserves it. That's why I went with her. And also, I could see this not being a one-off either, because I don't see either of these women being moved after WrestleMania, among others that I feel are going to. So that's why I said that. So again, night 1, this is the match to see and wait for. It's going to be spectacular. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into night 2, and what I believe could be our opener, because it's not the first time she opened WrestleMania. But will the same outcome happen? Why, she is challenger this time. Asuka defends the Raw Women's Championship against not Charlotte Flair, folks, but Rhea Ripley. And to think, what was built out of this? Simply Rhea came on the scene, straight up challenged her to a match at WrestleMania, and Asuka said yes. Asuka, who just came off beating Peyton Royce in a nice little Raw match, to say the least, as Peyton has been tired of waiting. And of course, Charlotte was dealing with COVID, so she was not involved here. And it looks like, honestly, she may not be involved in WrestleMania, but there is still a Raw left before WrestleMania. Weirder things have happened. Regardless, looking at this match itself, Rhea Ripley, she came in last year's WrestleMania as NXT champion, lost. This time, she's going into WrestleMania as challenger, and honestly, nobody's been able to beat Asuka. She fell short to Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley did, but can she overcome the Empress of Tomorrow? And does Asuka need to hold the Raw Women's Championship anymore, honestly? God. Again, it's not one of those circumstances where I'm like, okay, do you push for the future, or do you keep it the same way it is now? But honestly, if Asuka beats Rhea, who else does she have left? Honestly, because they haven't built nobody else. Rhea Ripley is a new face, can redefine the division. It's one of those things where I feel like we need to shake things up. Again, but literally, you want to give WWE a new look, a new face, bring fans back with renewed interest, you need new champions that you can believe in. And I believe Rhea Ripley, as Triple H Carter, is the future. Well, the future is now. I have Rhea Ripley beating Asuka. And that's all I got to say about that. Chris, your thoughts on this match?
Well, my thoughts on this match is going to be a good match, no matter what. But we have the go-home show of Raw. Mm-hmm. And maybe Charlotte could come back and be added into this match. If so, it's going to be a good match no matter what, because both Asuka and Rhea lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania for a title match. But I did kind of said if Asuka was not going to be the champion, I had Charlotte Flair as a champion going into WrestleMania, facing Rhea Ripley. and having a WrestleMania redo of what happened last year. It could be a redo of like Rhea beats Charlotte at WrestleMania. But we had the pandemic, so plans had to change. But this year, we have Asuka and Rhea Ripley. What Asuka said to Rhea, you're not ready for me? Oh, guess what? Rhea Ripley is ready. She is ready for Asuka. And I've been saying this. We're going to have a feel-good moment. We're going to have the future, a bright future, and we're going to have some title changes for WrestleMania. So this is one of them. Rhea Ripley is here to change the game. She is going to change the Raw's women's division and turn the women's division upside down. So how you do that? Rhea Ripley becomes the new Raw Women's Champion.
There it is. Jeff, any argument?
Not for me. Now you know, Noah, as well as anyone else, how big of a Ripley fan I am.
Oh, damn right.
I have loved her since the first time we saw her, excuse me, in the Mae Young Classic.
Yep.
And I have followed her. I love her attitude, love the gimmick, love the hair, the new change in the hair and everything. Absolutely love what they're doing with her. And I see her beating Asuka and getting revenge, so to speak, from excuse me, from last WrestleMania. In losing, she's going to win for WrestleMania. She's going to be the new Raw Women's Champion. And I apologize for the coughing. I'm just getting over a sinus infection, so it's like...
I mean, it's allergy season. It's all good, man. We just hope you're okay.
Yes.
But the bottom line,
fine.
I mean, bottom line is this. I agree with both of you 100%, like I said. And I followed her, too. I literally put out a tweet when she became the NXT UK inaugural women's champion, I might add. Again, she's also done everything, too. She led her team in Survivor Series to victory. She overcame Shayna Baszler. Sorry, Megan. And literally, she led the first women's team in Women's War Games. She's literally done it all. So she truly does deserve this moment. And I believe she truly is what right now WWE needs to continue to evolve, especially from women's wrestling standpoint. You look at NXT, all the women, it's not like a battle of baby faces and heels. They just all got attitude and want to own who truly is the best in that ring. Rhea Ripley personifies that. Thus, she will change the game, in my opinion. So, yeah, Rhea Ripley all the way. All right. Now, let's see how unanimous we are in this, bros. As Riddle defends the United States Championship against Sheamus. Why does that picture look weird? After you see it, right?
It does. Yeah.
He switched over.
See it.
It's like, what? Anyway, going on. Sorry. Anyway, Sheamus goes after the United States Championship again, this time against Riddle. After destroying him with his scooter, the two have a fallout, one-on-one match on Monday Night Raw. Sheamus overcame, but then Matt Riddle attacked him afterwards. And, of course, Sheamus is no stranger to being United States champion. This is one of the hardest working guys, though, in the business who truly has yet to have that real main event WrestleMania moment. This could be a WrestleMania moment for him, but again, Riddle, he's had the title right now, and definitely Vince is invested in the stoner character to the point he's literally having Riddle botch his promos on purpose. So what do you do here? Do you go with the guy that's got, that type of favoritism with Vince McMahon now, or do you go with the seasonal guy here who's kind of been in Vince's graces, I think, since being there? This match, I see, could go either way. And again, you want new champions, but also Riddle, he's still fresh, kind of. And it seems like Sheamus nowadays, he's just the guy there to fight everybody, fella. But you wonder, when's he going to get his big win? And does Sheamus need the United States Championship? Which, again, we try to showcase as that workhorse championship on Raw. Man. I look at this match. I look at Florida. I look at characters. I look at the future. Blah, 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 blah. I can see Sheamus actually going to SmackDown because he's done so much already on Raw. I'm going to say that Riddle retains somehow, bro. Jeff, your thoughts on this match?
First off, what did he call the eagle that's on that title, or the bird that's on that title? What did he name him?
What did he name him? I forget. Sometimes I don't understand that guy.
Yeah.
It was something to start with S because it related to his scooter. I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the two of them are still going to remain friends. They're still going to be tight knit buds. You know, I've got Riddle winning this. So I like Riddle with this title. I really do. He's bringing a new look to it, so to speak. Not like the actual title itself, but I mean, for someone holding the title, he's representing it very well, and I like this. And I hope this lasts for a while, because Riddle is one of my favorites, as you very well know. And Riddle to nominate to bring in Rob Van Dam into the Hall of Fame. Just saying. Anyway,
now, why would you say that? I wonder.
I don't know, bro. But yeah, I've got Riddle keeping the title.
All right, fair enough. Chris, your thoughts on this match? We bros here, or are you with the fighter, fella?
Well, my thoughts on this, and I have one word to tell you guys. I've been saying this to my oldest brother for a long time, and I love saying this word to him. And there's one word I'm going to tell you guys, and that word is bro.
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 Yes.
Bro.
Bro.
All right. Whoa. This isn't a college frat party, okay? Calm down. Okay, so we're all with Riddle. That was pretty simple. Again, no offense to Sheamus, but right now, Riddle, he's having a good, fun run with this title. It works with his style and background. People might not get into the character. It's WWE folks trying to adapt. That's evolution. I just don't see Riddle losing it right now. And honestly, this is not going to be about the title. This is going to be about revenge for his scooter. Just saying.
Yes.
All right. So, again, Sheamus, good luck, fella. But Riddle, we're with you, bro. That's all I got to say about that. Now, Chris, I know you talked about Logan Paul being involved in this next match, and we don't really know how, especially as referee. Maybe he helps or costs Sammy the match. But let's just go ahead and look at the two key factors here that have been butting heads in WWE since NXT. And they had the great trio rivalry in 2016. And now you look at both men from opposite perspectives on the grandest stage of them all as enemies. As Kevin Owens takes on, well, some people call him Fidel Castro, but no, it's Sami Zayn. Just saying.
That's awesome.
Just saying. Challenge to virtue. With that being said, what's on the line here? Bragging rights, clarity. Kevin Owens wants to bring the old Sami Zayn back, and this is the same Kevin Owens that literally destroyed the man in the name of money for his family. He's still a family man, but now he's a more humbled family man, it seems, and he wants his friend back in a normal mindset, while Sami Zayn believes the whole WWE is a conspiracy against him. And honestly, I can see the camera crew that Sami Zayn has with him being involved in this match too. With that being said, Kevin Owens, he's going to do one thing and one thing only. He's the guy jumping off the pirate ship, and I think that's the spot that's going to allow him to win. I have Kevin Owens going over. With that being said, Chris, your thoughts on this match?
Well, my thoughts on this is what they're doing with Sami Zayn and this whole conspiracy thing is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I want the old Sami Zayn back.
Yes.
The new Sami Zayn absolutely is garbage. And I'm going to tell you what you guys all said. Last year, Kevin Owens was robbed of jumping off of the pirate ship. Well, he jumped off a WrestleMania sign in the Performance Center.
He did.
This year, well, guess what? This year, he's not getting robbed. He's finally going to jump off of the pirate ship, and I see Kevin Owens beating Sami Zayn, and then after the match, they're going to go. Sami Zayn, those two are going to go up to the pirate ship, and I feel there's going to be a table. Kevin's going to put Sami on top of the table. Kevin Owens is going to climb up to the pirate ship, drop down, and put Sami Zayn through a table. You're finally going to see it.
Falls count anywhere. Walk the plank.
That's
Jump
right.
in the water. No water in the pool. Just a table and a guy on it too, and a broken body afterwards. Oh man, WrestleMania moment waiting to happen. Get your phones ready, because no one carries a camera anymore, because phones now have 5 cameras. That's ridiculous in itself, but I digress. Jeff, I mean, Literally, what else is there to say? You add anything else to this?
Yeah, well, you had the one thing. You said the one thing I was going to say. Owens is going to walk the plank and land on Sammy. That's it. So it's like, but we are going to see that. That's where I was referring to earlier. I got Owens winning this, obviously, and I do agree that I want the old Sammy back because I miss his dive by the ring post into a DDT. That was one of my favorite moves that he ever did, by far further than the Helluva Kick. That was one of my favorite.
The Helluva Kick is just a wild kick in the corner. Let's be honest.
Right.
It's a reformed big boot as a wrestling guy looks at moves. And literally, I missed that Sami Zayn that came out, all rambunctious with the little weird hat and then just kicks his legs up in the air. Yeah, we need to get the old Sami Zayn back because this whole conspiracy theory Sami Zayn, it's not going anywhere. It really isn't. No. Yeah, it gets him TV time, but all it's doing is making him yell, raise his blood pressure, and it's not getting him any gold. And to think, this guy was once our Intercontinental Champion. That's not even on his mind anymore, it seems. So.
Right. Yeah, just revenge with Kevin, and I'd like to see the two of them, patch things up because Kevin and him could make an awesome team, a new team for the tag team titles. I mean, that would be a great team to go for them.
I agree. I mean, again, and the one flaw WWE needs more than anything is tag teams. They need to revive tag team wrestling. And the thing, Kevin Owens initially wanted to be in a tag team with Daniel Bryan. Why not be in a tag team with somebody you've been up and down the roads with, even as El Generico, it seems? Why not? So there you go. Enemies made friends, etc. And keep the Intercontinental title out of Sammy's vision for now. But speaking of the Intercontinental title, round 3, folks, who's going to win? Is it going to be Big E or is it going to be the guy of royalty, it seems? As we go back to it, it's Big E versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, round 3. 2 previous title matches, both times Big E has prevailed. Last time at Fastlane, weird roll-up, it seemed, clicking out of nowhere, and then Apollo Crews beats the daylights out of the guy. And then after an impromptu 6-person tag where Apollo and company won, this match was made official. Again, how many times do you circle the same thing in such a short span before it loses meaning? You ask me. I keep saying it, though. If you want to push Big E towards that top-tier picture, especially out of the promo Paul Heyman gave him, where he could branch out beyond New Day, and he still wears the New Day logo, by the way, on his back, he needs to drop this title. The Intercontinental Championship is about workhorse championships. Apollo Crews has a brand new character. Let him redefine himself now with this title. Stop circling around the same bench and figure out who could challenge for the Universal Championship next, based on who I think is going to win at the very end. And I have Big E towards the top of that list. In order for that to happen, though, my vision sets Apollo Crews to finally beat the man at WrestleMania. Why else would you push Apollo Crews towards the Intercontinental Championship with this new character if you're not going to do anything with it? Okay? You can't keep revisiting the same match over and over again in such a short span without real meat to it. It gets old. Time for a fresh start for both these men. Apollo Crews finally wins. Chris, your thoughts on this match. Do you really see this going to a 4th round?
No, because I can't stand when, after we get done with, 3 matches, the rule is 3 matches and you move on. That is it. We know WWE's booking on this. 3 matches and you're done. Move on. But hear me out here. With that finish at Fastlane, I didn't like that finish at all.
No one did.
It was like, I had Apollo Crews in the predictions league. I had him. And it was like, Apollo's going to win. Then WrestleMania is in Tampa, Big E's hometown of Tampa, Florida. Big E could win the Intercontinental Championship back, but they decided to keep Big E as champion. Well, here's the thing. He's been wearing the New Day stuff on the back of his thing. That is the thing that is holding him back. He needs to just rip that off, and we finally can see something in Big E. He could finally go and be the Universal or WWE champion. It is Big E's time. But how you get to that is Apollo Crews will become the new Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania.
I swear, if he doesn't this time, I'm gonna go ballistic if they make this match for freaking whatever the hell's at the WrestleMania. Backlash, Payback, you name it. Bleh. With that being said, Jeff, any other way you could see this going where we don't have Apollo Crews to be the Intercontinental Champion?
No.
Okay,
No,
good. Thank God.
I got Cruz winning it, and I agree with you that he needs to let go of the New Day thing. I understand that he's still doing the podcast with them. They do up down down. I mean, I understand that this is all like a big thing to him. This is his family.
Right.
We're not telling him to let his family go, but as far as in ring, get rid of the New Day gimmick. Come back to the way you were when you were Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard. Oh my God. That era of Big E is the Big E I want to see. And I think that's what's going to happen. Exactly what you were saying. That's exactly what's going to happen once Big E loses his Intercontinental title.
Yeah. It just time for a change, because so help me, if you do a 2 out of 3 falls match after this, the next pay-per-view, I'm done with the Intercontinental Championship. Period. All right? And the friggin' New Day's already separated among the two brands. Stop it.
Right.
Just stop it.
And you were also mentioning real quickly that the Intercontinental title is the workhorse title. It's also the gateway to the heavyweight title. So it is the doorway that you go. Once you lose that, the door has opened for the heavyweight title. So that's where I think Big E will come into play with that too. So
and it's not a forbidden door, believe it or not, folks.
No.
Anyway, all right. Well, hopefully we finally get a new Intercontinental Champion and a brand new Big E. But what the hell is about to happen here with Randy Orton and the newly reincarnated from hell, Burnt Fiend? One word. Cinematic. Because there's no way I see this being a normal wrestling match at WrestleMania. Unless they really go all out with the Fiend's entrance and Bliss together, and they give you a 5-minute thing in the middle of the ring, because you're doing this in front of actual people. They're not going to be fooled by, weird graphics, glitches, and we darn sure don't need to see holograms on the bottom of the ring like at WrestleMania 33. Honestly, you wonder, with this being at WrestleMania with Orton and The Fiend, is this maybe a way they finally, I don't know, bring some redemption to what happened with them back at WrestleMania 33? The bottom line is this: no matter how they do this, they better have The Fiend go over, or otherwise this whole thing with Bray Wyatt is down the water, and kudos to Bliss and all her work. Jeff, what is your thoughts on this? What do you expect, and how does The Fiend go out on top? Because he has to. He just has to.
Yeah, I mean, this obviously is going to be the cinematic match. I've enjoyed every single one of them thus far. I don't think this one will be any different. This one is a lot more personal than the other ones were, in my opinion. And as long as we don't see something we've already seen in the past, like the swamp thing, or or when they went to the house and Orton burned it down. As long as we see something different, this is going to be one hell of a cinematic match. I have the Fiend winning this match, and this will be the conclusion to the Orton Fiend rivalry.
Call it a saga for how long this has been going on, because again, years back to WrestleMania 33, we've seen all the shadings, including Burnt House, that weird symbol. Again, this match, it feels like it's literally been 4 years in the making, with the help now of Bliss, who, might I add again, the most phenomenal worker female-wise in the WWE this pandemic era. My God. With that being said, how does this finally end, we hope? Chris, your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this is that it's going to be a good match between Randy and The Fiend.
Or presentation.
Or presentation. And I'm going to tell you, Randy, he got one thing coming. He took out Edge at the greatest wrestling match ever at Backlash. He took out the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He took out, and I'm not going to say it on here because this is WWE, he took out Edge's friend, and he also took out that guy who I ain't gonna say. He's big. He's big. And that is
I know he's very big.
personal. He's with Randy, he has took this so personal. I grew up with those guys. He punt kicked Drew McIntyre. That set me off personally. He burnt the Fiend down. That's personal right there. He crossed the line.
Yeah.
So my opinion is this: Randy got one thing coming, and the Fiend Bray Wyatt will beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Let me just remind the ladies and gentlemen here, as long as there's an actual bell, a ring, and a count, this will constitute as a match. If those things do not happen, this will not count towards anything. But story-wise, it is time for the Fiend to lay the Viper down. Maybe he drives him down to hell. I don't know. And you wonder how Bliss is going to come into play here as well. No more black stuff, though. That weird black gurgly stuff. That's a bit overkill for me, but I digress. And like my friend Eric says, it'd be interesting to bring, like you said, names of the past, if this is cinematic-wise, all those voices in Orton's head maybe coming back to haunt him, or visions of the past. Triple H, John Cena, Edge, the list goes on and on. Things, sins of Orton's past cost him the day to ultimately lose to the Fiend and Bliss. And the Fiend and Bliss, they find clarity in Orton's self-destruction that they make themselves. That's the way I can see it. But I'm not a film director, okay? I'm sure Bruce Pritchard, Bray Wyatt, and even Jeremy Borash, if he has some say in this, will have a different outtake. But if this can be put in a way like the Boneyard match was, then you got an ace in the hole, in my opinion. But
you got that right.
It depends on where this falls on the card and how much they put in towards it. Because, believe it or not, this is not the main event. But folks, we've been going straight up. We finally made it the last match.
Noah.
Yo.
I have an idea on this. On the Fiend and Randy.
Go for it.
Can you guys see finally the return of Bray Wyatt's brother, Bo Dallas, in this match?
He is still employed by WWE, so
yeah.
You might have something there. And believe it or not, both Orton and Bo Dallas do have some sort of history because Orton did defeat the man when he was part of the Nexus. So there might be something there. And who knows, maybe they'll use him as a stunt double. Because, again, Bo Dallas, the thing is when you're still employed by WWE, but you're just sitting in catering, is the money really worth it? I mean, you know, but maybe. Yeah. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Something huge has to go down here, though, to give us a definitive end of this once and for all. But as far as WrestleMania's definitive end, this is it. We finally made it to the end of the entire 4 days of wrestling span, folks. Let's just get right into it. The Universal Championship match. As the head of the table, Roman Reigns defends the Universal Championship against this year's Royal Rumble winner, the Rated R Superstar Edge, and Daniel Bryan, who feels like ultimately this is all or nothing for him as he feels he's at the end of his career, as he wants to focus more on being a father. While he has taken a bit more of an ultimate opportunist type route towards getting himself in this match, he's finally made Edge snap into that Rated R superstar we all remember that will do anything to get to the top and destroy anybody in his way. To the point, he needed a concerto of both the champion and the other challenger. Talk about a wasted 2 hours just to hype up, you will compete in a triple threat match. Who didn't see that from a mile away? But I digress. With that being said, this is it. This is the definitive end of WrestleMania. It has to be. There's no other way that could end this, in my opinion, because this is Roman Reigns. This is the first time we're going to see actual people react to this new Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman, the super long entrance, Pyro Endure. Edge finally comes out to people, maybe get a live performance by Metalingus, and then we got Daniel Bryan, who's been a favorite of the WWE and its fan base forever since accomplishing what he did back at WrestleMania 30. This match can go truly anybody's way based on how much we know all three men want this. But what will be the story by the end of the night and who will overcome it all? Because again, champion does not need to be involved to lose the title. Jeff, you're first. How do we end WrestleMania? Who leads the Universal Championship?
Well, let's see. The main event should have Tony Chimmel as the ring announcer for the Rated R Superstar.
Damn right.
He should be there. I'm telling you, being a WrestleMania, being the fact that Edge is coming back, he's got this shot for the title. I want to see Jimmel.
You and me both.
I'm telling you. Anyway, I like this triple threat. At first, I questioned it, but now that after a while of thinking about it, this actually makes perfect sense. Because especially with what happened last month at the pay-per-view with Edge being the special enforcer.
Yep.
Edge won the Rumble. He went from first to winner.
Yep.
Edge will be leaving WrestleMania, the new Universal Champion. Now, with that being said, I think this is going to hurt Roman just a smidgen, where Roman is going to take a back seat, and we can see Edge versus Bryan for the title. That is a match that I think a lot of people have been waiting to see, and I think that's what it's going to set up as. So I see Edge leaving the brand new Universal Champion.
Okay, Chris, you're on point. Your thoughts on this and on that?
Well, this match I'm also excited about because we got the head of the table, we got the tribal chief Roman Reigns, we got the rated R superstar
Nicely done.
Yes.
Edge, and we got the yes guy Daniel Bryan. And yeah, Daniel Bryan wants to be a full-time dad and less in WWE. I feel the reason Daniel Bryan is in this match is he's going to take the pinfall in this match. That's the reasoning behind it. And with Roman, I feel is not going to really hurt Roman. He's not going to be pinning or submitting anybody. And with Edge, I feel this way we're going to have a feel-good moment again. Edge, because you guys remember, April 11th, 2011. Remember that. April 11th, 2011. He had to retire. And look at it. This is 2021. He won the Royal Rumble on January 31st, 2021. He won the Royal Rumble January 31st, 2010. There's a comparison to that.
I never thought about this.
Edge retired April 11th, 2011.
Yeah.
Edge will become the Universal Champion on April 11th, 2021. And a bold prediction is I don't think the Universal Championship is all that good. I feel Edge wins the Universal Champion on SmackDown. He is going to bring back the big gold belt once again.
That would be the most incredible thing to happen in WWE in the last effing decade if that happens. Look, we know Edge wants to go out on his own terms. Daniel Bryan is right now being booked as the guy to stop it, while Roman is currently the ultimate guy that he has to overcome in order to do it. This has to come down in the very end moment with Edge and Roman Reigns. That being said, you cannot argue that the best character development in WWE in the last years has been this heel Roman Reigns. It has brought a different presentation and outlook to the Universal Championship unlike any other, and to Roman Reigns as an on-screen character. The head of the table takes a step back. It adds a new wrinkle, a new story, and it adds a different character dynamic that Roman Reigns has to build and exert in vengeance to get back what he believes is his. Because at the end of the day, he's going to look at this as you're trying to take food off my family's table. This is my show. He's going to obliterate Daniel Bryan in doing it. But in that fit of rage and anger in that last moment, I see Edge with a spear. And I do agree with both of you. I see Edge leaving WrestleMania. Finally, over a decade in the making, as Universal Champion and truly finishing out the career he wants to with this run. Now, as far as who takes it off him, whether it's Roman Reigns again or somebody we have yet to see, like, I don't know, Seth Rollins, we will have to wait and see. But as far as Edge's outlook goes, his career does not stop at WrestleMania. It fully rebuilds itself with him as champion come the end of WrestleMania. Believe that. Yep. With that being said, gentlemen, we did it. That is the entirety of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania 37 at this point. And we are literally mere minutes away from the last true go-home show, keyword, go-home show of WrestleMania, this SmackDown. Because next SmackDown is going to have actual WrestleMania matches on it that cannot make it the card. With that being said, gentlemen, I thank you both, and I hope those that tune in, tune out, see us on live or on demand, join the NoDQGalaxy Predictions League, let your opinions be heard. For all changes, please follow NoDQ.com at Aaron Riff. Follow me at NoDQ.com/Noah if you want to be a part of this Predictions League or even part of one of these panels. And I thank both you gentlemen from the bottom of my heart. Let's go around and go ahead and promote some stuff where people can connect with us and talk more wrestling. Chris, an absolute honor and pleasure having you for the first time ever, part of Simplin Studios and a NoDQGalaxy panel. I certainly hope to do this again with you in the future. But is there anything you want to plug or promote, and where can people connect with you?
Well, I want to thank Noah and Jeff. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be on this panel. I had a blast. This was my first time being on, and this is not going to be my last. This is just a beginning. I can't wait to be on upcoming WWE pay-per-views, AEW. I can't wait for many more of these to come. If you guys want to connect with me, my Instagram is C_Rots3. My Twitter is uppercase C, lowercase Rots, ROTZ24. My Snapchat is C_Rots17. My TikTok is, yes, I said TikTok. It's Rods_24 and 23. I chose 24 and 23 because of 24 being the late great Kobe Bryant and 23 being LeBron James, one of the best. That is it. I can't wait for WrestleMania week. I can't wait to come back and do more of these and get my ideas. So thank you so much and enjoy wrestling and enjoy Friday Night SmackDown in the next 6 minutes.
Well, there you have it. Jeff, always a pleasure, sir. I know that most of you just have a meltdown, but there's any other last thoughts or anything else on your mind?
Well, last thoughts is it's here. WrestleMania week is here.
Yep.
We have waited. We're going to have fans. This is going to be so awesome. Much different than what we saw last year. So I'm very, very excited. Yes, you guys can find me on Meltdown. If you do the whole @ thing on Facebook, it's @Meltdown316. Come be part of our family. I will be saying, though, real quick, that I am going live with a post show for NXT Stand and Deliver with Mark, who was on here earlier. And Noah, you're more than welcome to join in if you would like to. And I'm offering the spot to you too, Chris, if you'd like to join us. More than welcome to. We'll be discussing the post show. As far as WrestleMania and our panel here on Meltdown, who's going to keep the title going out of WrestleMania here on the panel? And we got a couple new surprises coming up, so something to look forward to.
Again, good luck to everybody at Meltdown. Appreciate you. Appreciate the Meltdown community. And gentlemen, Thank you both. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into this, whether you watch the whole thing uncut or pause it and watch parts. But if you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. Can you tell? So follow me on Twitter at nfoster1916, Instagram at nfoster1916. Keep following the Simple YouTube channel here, youtube.com/C/MilFoster210 for all things wrestling. And shout out to my ATW family on Twitter. I will actually be posting later tonight the next episode of the ATW View, where we'll be celebrating and discussing women's wrestling for ATW View Episode 2. And we'll be back next week, Friday, for ATW View Episode 3, where I'll be with my ATW crew, literally predicting and discussing WrestleMania and maybe talking a brief bit about NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver as well. Keep following NoDQ.com for all the latest AEW and WWE and more wrestling content, news, live reviews, prediction panels, previews, you name it. There'll be 2 prediction panels over the weekend, one tomorrow for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, and one Sunday night for WrestleMania, and I will be part of both of those. And again, your opinions matter. Let your voice opinions be heard. Follow NoDQ, support NoDQ, and come join the NoDQGalaxy Predictions League, just like these gentlemen and many others, including but not limited to the league winner, the analyst, Michael Wayne, a league leader, Charlene, Chris, and of course my ATW family as well. Link will be in the description down below, and the forum will be updated as NoDQ keeps you posted on all changes to come, and I'm sure some other crazy thing to be added for WrestleMania. But with that being said, that's it, folks. We're on the road. This is the final stretch. So again, if you want to just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling, keep following us. And as always, I thank all of you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, hit the bell notification on this channel. Hit the subscribe button. I'll be back with content regarding Impact Wrestling for Hardcore Justice and also New Japan Pro Wrestling for Sakura Genesis as well, and so much more. As always, I like to close. There are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. There are just fans with their own opinions on this passion that we all share. So at the end of the day, support one another, respect each other, and just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. Simple as that. For Jeff Chadwick and for first time, definitely not last time, guest, proud member of the NoDQGalaxy, Christopher Rotz. I am the Superman Noah Foster telling you, take care, enjoy life, tomorrow's never guaranteed. Treasure your families, enjoy wrestling, get vaccine, or wait if you're fearful. And until the next video, folks, we're going off because SmackDown's about to start. So enjoy the rest of your Friday and Easter weekend. Happy Good Friday to you, and have a good night. God, next week's going to be fracking bonkers. Jesus.